All right, morning, folks. Sorry, just having to chat with my wife there, running a little bit behind. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's be very cautious today, because this market, we still don't have follow through. If we zoom out very, very simply, we are still rotating this node here. All right, so we've had the chance a few times to get out of this node, and we failed. All right, so we had follow through outside of it on Tuesday this week, and we should, if sellers were adamant on giving us this move, stayed heavy versus this. They were unable to do it. This is why we pay respect to what price does, and we reclaim. Once we reclaimed, we went POC, and then we're right back up to the top side of this range now. All right, now this is literally my nemesis. I talk about it all the time. It's not a market I like to trade when we chop sideways in a range. This isn't for a few days now. This is now for 3 months. All right, no acceptance above, no acceptance below. Coming into a Friday, we also have a coiling market. How do we know we have a coiling market? Well, the Bollinger Bands are going to start to come in and get tighter. And the more it does this, the tighter they're going to get. And then we're going to have an area where we're going to have the 20-day, 50-day, 5-day and bolds all tight. Now, the good news about this is when we do eventually come outside of this, the move is going to be absolutely massive because there's going to be a lot of players in there. But we don't want to be the liquidity stuck. And certainly on a Friday, we've had a decent week, believe it or not. All right, yesterday was much, much slower, but the day before and the day before that, what have I traded today this week? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday were really good. Really, really good. So let's just see what we get, but just paying attention to, we're in balance. We're totally in balance. We're at POC, we're at 50-day, we're at 5-day, we're at 20-day. We lack edge here in a market. All right, we lack edge. If we move to the hourly, I'll just pull this up a little bit. You can see we're back inside of previous week's value. All right, so held value yesterday, previous week. And pretty much we almost got there. Remember the pathing yesterday was hoping for this move here. Alex was unable to get it because he didn't like what he saw on the auction, but it did near enough complete the move, right? We came up to this shelf. We're going to say that this is complete. So since then, we've pulled back off it. All right, we've pulled back off previous week point of control and current week point of control and coming down to this low volume node. All right, and they're trying to find a bid down here now. Now, if we zoom in on that, that is just under previous day's value area low. So technically speaking, we are losing yesterday's value currently, which is not a good look. All right, so yesterday we moved value higher. We're not finding acceptance inside of there at the moment. So there's a couple things we can consider. If we're going to leave yesterday's players stuck, all right, then maybe they get short versus previous day's value area low and they look for a retest down here or complete this auction down here, which was poor yesterday. Maybe they do that today. We'll see. All right, so there's a few plays I'm looking for. I'm interested if they do stay heavy here for this. I'm interested if they stay heavy here and trap here in the LVN, right, somewhere in here, and lift back up, and then find a bid, and then we go for rotation again. All right, so I'm interested in longs there if they do that, if they trap underneath. I'm not really interested in doing much inside of this. All right, if we just go straight inside and just stop and go sideways, it's very hard for me to want to start buying 900 to get to 30,000. The pattern will be there. It's more about how we've built volume. There's an argument, if you guys like that, all right, for them, if they hold 900s, they reclaim 900s, to look for that move up, all right, because that would be an inverse head and shoulders or a quasi, whatever you want to call it, if they're able to get above 900s. But at the moment, they're not above 900, and we need to respect where they are. We're tight here in range. I mean, look, there's still 100 or 200 points to trade with, but compared to what we've had recently, it's much tighter in range. So I'd be watching this morning. Do we reject previous day's value? If the answer is yes, do we come down to this LVN and sweep? If the answer is yes, do they come down to previous week value area low on or not? I don't know. If not, or even if they do and they find a bid, do they reclaim LVN? Okay, then maybe it's a long back up to previous day's value. And if they reclaim that, maybe it's a long back up through 900, pull back, hold 900 and keep going. All right, so longs look good if they test the edges. If they don't test edges, it's going to be very, very hard. If we pull this down, you can see gamma wise, I mean, it looks terrible. It doesn't look good here in terms of positioning. All right, so the extremes on gamma are right down here, right, towards 28,900. 29,400 is the node that, you know, would be the high probability test to bid off, and upside is 30,200. We're in the middle of nowhere, really, is the best way of me putting it. It is less than ideal where we're positioned right now. Okay, we also have a ton of news circulating, Iran news, and also some semiconductor news coming out. Some new stuff being IPO'd today as well in semi-land. All right, zooming out of this, just a quick look at 30-minute. You can see we keep getting stuck up here, but ES is trying to put a higher low in. This looks much better. Why? Because I'm sure healthcare and financials and defenses are starting to find a bid. So at the moment, all bids are holding 72s. So if they can hold 72s and start getting above 600 members, 600 was the call wall yesterday. Is this on? Let me just delete this. 600 was the call wall yesterday, so I'm assuming that's still there where it's trying to get to. Let's give this a chance to load. Yes, there we go. They've actually lifted a bit higher. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get through the 600 and base above. Otherwise, if they fail, rotations back in, and we'll see if they hold some of these key pivots. Spiders, same story, looks much better than the Qs because it's got relative strength, because we're not having ping pong games on semiconductors in over here. So any pullback that holds 750 looks pretty good for an upside move. If there's a fail break and they lose 750, we're going to have trapped volume once, twice, and then probably come down to 46. So 750 is a good under over to be watching this morning. Nice easy number to remember. Qs, okay, here you can see the relative weakness. All right, we're nowhere near up here, and this is the problem. Is this level here is not just a problem once, it's been a problem many, many times. Here, 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 here. All right, we're going back to the beginning of May. This is what concerns me about this market. All right, this is basically its midpoint. We're not holding dips over the top, and we're not seeing much follow through down here. This is just a big old magnet, and I don't really want to trade around a level like that. All right, so until we start basing over it, I know everyone's uber bullish in this market, but the problem is we're not through the key level yet. We really are not through it. So we'll have to see if dips hold this morning or not. Crude coming back inside a little bit. All right, coming back inside a little bit and starting to go sideways. We'll see if they get dips off 70 here for that move back upside. We'll have to see. Dixie continues to hold the bid in our key level that we talked about. Remember, we said if it holds the blue box, I'm worried for the market. Well, we came into the blue box early hours and we're bidding out of it right now. All right, we're bidding out of it. So, you know, if this holds, the market's going to really struggle with the Dixie moving upside. Let's have a look at some of the ETFs. Right, gapping up here on the MAG. This was very strong yesterday, led the charge from Meta, which is also why the semis were weak. So we'll see if pullbacks hold on in MAG land, right, for that drive up. So nice breakout there outside of this range. We'll see if the pullbacks hold. SOXL getting nuked, right? Here was the bullshit games yesterday. Unfortunately, they had to make us hold on all day, and then eventually they let go, and then we've seen follow through now the next day. All right, this was Fugazi. We all knew it was Fugazi. It was a question of when it was done. All right, especially with the Meta news. They might catch bids here. So I'm watching 80s and 75s here, and if they lose that, we're coming right down to where we started from. Right, just a big move up, and there's the pin in. Right, and there's the pin. Here we are. We're pinned in. All right, fell below, come back inside, back down. We'll see if they grab a bit at 75s or not. All right, but weak there on semis, strong on MAG, and IGV strong as well. So the rotation taking place. Software bid, MAG bid, semis getting nuked. All right, let's go through the individual names very, very quickly. Apple pulling back, but into an RBS zone, gapping down for the day, but has the ability, I'd say any bid over sort of 313s to 315s is strong for Apple. All right, it's done the hard work getting back this side of it. as long as they hold this bid, potentially an upside move. Amazon, great bid, very, very strong. All right, really strong yesterday. Magland bidding out. We've got some liquidity to come and take care. 250 is clearly the target at the moment. It's looking for a drive up to 250. So looks good if pullbacks hold. Goog, a little weaker than the others, but has reclaimed this node, which is key. Right, you'd want all pullbacks to hold in front of this node now if they're actually going to get going. 50 is obviously the key level. All right, we are gapping down in Goog, so relative weakness compared to the rest of the mag right now. Meta, I'd imagine, is very strong. There we go. Yeah, huge. Right, that was all off its news yesterday, which is causing weakness in semiconductors. All right, so ideally, we're not going to see this today, I doubt, but ideally, Meta comes back down to earth and offers us a bid out of 625s. All right, we don't really want to be chasing here. I'm long Meta anyway. I'm long Meta anyway from down here. We'll see. We'll see if we can start holding. We pop and hold and pull back to 25s. I might add some more longs in and see if this market's ready to move out of its giant range, but I want to be cautious there. Microsoft, great bid again yesterday. Pre-market looks good as well, holding PDC, PDH. So same kind of story here. Can Softy come back and hold 84, 85s, maybe even 82s? But any bid that happens over this range looks good. We've already filled the gaps, and then you're looking for 190, and then you're looking for 400. Right, cool walls up there, 190 and 400. So pullbacks, again, these would be swing positions for me. Pullbacks that come in and hold this, we're looking for upside relief. Nvidia is going to have weakness with semiconductors. There you go, trading an inside bar versus yesterday. Just rejected its PDC on that most recent push up. Doesn't look great. And Tesla, absolutely ripping faces. We all know where that's trying to go. Right, 420 is the target. So always, always, always target. Talk about it all the time. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It seems to love being pinned in. Right, flush through, retest, 3 drives, fail, back to the lows, in a range. Can it get back up to here? So I'd say 415 to 420 probably find some resistance, but you know, pretty bullish at the moment in terms of intraday for the drive higher. That's pretty much you guys covered. I will be taking it very, very easy today. Pretty tired from the week, first week back after holiday as well, and also not looking at this thinking it looks too good, to be quite honest with you. It looks pretty shitty. This looks like pretty shitty price action. Okay. The Bronlin profile on the left, well, that one there was just overnight, which I was just looking at, but everything else on higher time frame are previous weeks VP. Why do we have an awful orange line here? Let me just save this and reload this before we open. Give it a sec to boot. Taboot. Great, we've got no Ninja Trader. This is a good start. Happy Friday, Ninja Trader crashing. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to do this. I missed the open there. I'm sorry, folks. Can't do anything about it. NT just crashed. Let's try again, shall we? Let's get you guys ready. Good news is, I don't think I'm missing too much at the open. All right, ES coming to Cool Wall 1. IGV trying to squeeze higher. Mag the same. SOXL trying to find a bid. Sorry, I'm still waiting for Ninja to boot up here. Here we go. Starting to boot up now. All right, so reclaim of value. Remember, if you bid over 900, you'd be looking for gap fill to 937, 950, and maybe even 30,000. I can't take it because my Inti is still black. All right, I'm still at this right now. Sorry, folks. I wish I could tell you more. But you did just reclaim previous day value area low, which is what we talked about. So TP1 is here. If you bid over 900, you'd be looking for a squeeze higher. If you reject that, then you're going to ping pong between 900 and 830 and potentially 900 and 700. I still have a black screen. What is going on, man? Deary, deary, deary me. Here we go. All right, thankfully it's starting to boot back up. Right, see if we can get some accounts up here. All right, you're rejecting nines for now. So you got a ping pong taking place. Through the nines, I think you have a chance to fill the gap. Turn this down a bit. Yeah, Q's close to gap fill, and they look like they want 725, 730s at the moment. ES looks really good. Mag looks good. Software getting nuked. Semi's finding a bid. Now that would actually be good. If Semi's find a bid and Mag finds a bid, that will probably help us find strength today. So here's your 900 level. Now, if you start holding above this is previous week close, then I think we're going to look for a squeeze. So I'll see if we can hold dips versus 900 now for a squeeze out. And I'd say actually versus 88 looks good on the book at the moment. So let's see if they're willing to hold dips here versus 88. Otherwise, if they can't hold it, we rotate all the way back down. So watching this carefully here as we come in. See if they want to get a buyer stepping up. They're bidding at 80s at the moment. Right, I've got a piece long here versus 88s. See if we can squeeze up, and we're going to target 37s, 60s, and then 30,000. Here we go. I know what's going on my computer. The whole thing feels a bit laggy today, even Bookmap. Might need a reset here after stream. So just trying to lean on this versus 88s. See if they can like flip this block basically. Are they willing to flip this now that they've got above it? If they come under it, then we wash all the way back down. Nothing we can do. Missed the long down here on the reclaim, so just trying to play 900 up. Some good absorption there from buyers. We just want to see this lift now. We don't want to get stuck here too long. Come on. Target up here. Just in scalp city mode, not expecting too much today. Q's just trying to fill their gap. Software continues to come down. Semi's looking like it wants to push for higher day here, which would really help us if it can. It's holding VWAP. Mag looks good. Just whether they've got one more leg in it or if they need to come all the way down to 860 again and do a rotation. Hopefully they can hold this LVN and just start pushing out here. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Can we start breaking higher now? Like to see us hold over 15s now to show confirmation that this breaks can hold. Really good. Come on. Got to hold these 15s. Don't like that. Trim some position there at 15s. Locked a little bit in. Just a small bit. Just in case. I just don't want to get nuked on a really aggressive wash back down. But hopefully they hold 15s now on a reclaim again. Looking for a push and hold above value, basically. Keep getting a bit stuck up here. This is where they're taking profits at the moment. And into previous day point of control and PDC. So this is why I'm being very, very cautious here. Because they've now done a rotation from value near enough to point of control. If they can't hold the blue box, they come straight back down again. And again, we're in a very choppy market in some of the worst positions possible. So I'm very light on my size, and whatever happens, happens. Big sellers coming in here through 80s. Remember, I will cut this under, let's say 85. Because we're going to probably rotate now. All right, out of this now. Add a lot some in and see if we come down to value and if they're willing to hold that value or not. Happy to add back in if they are. Semi's getting nuked and the rotation started. Software getting bids, mag pulling back in, and we're in day 5 million of doing this. All right, sellers getting caught there just under 80. So willing to get back in if we can push and hold here. They just needed to trap some more. Here we go. Right, PDC now here. If we can pull back and hold 20s to 15s, I'm going to reload on this and have another attempt. So choppy, it's insane. Didn't even close the gap there. They're going to have to peel some off for gap fill. So I've reloaded there. Here's gap fill. All right, peeled a little bit off there just in case. Stops moving up to 15s again. And then we'll see now if we can get something to move up to value and even up here to 30,000. So I've already peeled some. I'm in scalp mode because we're playing inside bars on the daily and we're inside value on the previous day and we're inside previous week. So if we lose 15s here, I'll be out on the runner. There we go, out on the runner. And I'll have another go if we need to. There are sellers caught down here. So the blue box is being bid on, which is good. We want to stay bullish all the time. The blue box is being bid on, but they're going to make this very difficult because they're doing the usual stuff. Let's semis coming down towards lower day. So they've already swapped and rotated that whole move. So they bid semis, bid mag, sold software. They've just started bidding software, selling semis. We're just going to go washing machine again. That's why we have to be in see money, take money mode. All right, flat now. I'm waiting for this. That actually paid me very nicely. Got aggressive on that last squeeze. Let's see what else we can cook with here. Why don't I draw my position on the top? Mate, I don't have fucking time to draw my position on the top. I tell you beforehand, do you know what? I'm not going to do this shit today. Fuck off. Just fuck off, mate, with your nonsense. I give you the levels. It's for you to trade. I'm not even going to entertain it anymore. If we start having stupid shit, you're getting timed out. I'm not going to do it. I ain't got the fucking energy for this bullshit anymore. Okay, let's see if it comes down to value now. If they trap down here and hold value, they will look to rotate again. All right, so the ping pong will be here now. If they lose value on this semi-weakness, then they rotate down to here and potentially all the way down to here. This is all about semiconductors again. It's a one-trick pony market again. We're just going to have to see what they want to do with semis. You start pissing me off, I'll start not turning up, guys. It's actually that simple. I don't need to be here. I can just trade with the team in Discord. So it's up to you. Sort yourself out, start behaving, or we just start cutting the stream shorter and shorter. It makes no difference to me at that point. All right, ES breaking out of Hive Day. So that's the massive divergence. Again, this is all on the Soxal. Soxal coming down to low of day, coming down to that 180 level. I need to let this settle down before I think about anything else because we're starting to see major divergence. Let's see if they want to sell this. Back to previous day value area low. Now, if pops start to fail here, there's a rotation back into this blue box. This is what we talked about before. This is the tough thing with where they've opened up the market. If they hold value, they're going to try and come back up towards 900. If they can't hold value, then this rotation down here starts to take place. I'm not going to just come in here and sell value right now. I think it's way too risky. But Soxal is getting nuked, absolutely nuked to the downside. Yeah, Soxal's getting wrecked, man. 175's next. It's going to close its gap. Let's see if they bid 175s. So I'll watch this for a return back in. See if sellers protect 40s to 65s now, or if we go full reclaim. Very, very tricky. That's why we're not selling these lows right now, because how we're based on the H1 is not particularly bearish, but we did just reject current week and previous day point of control. And I'm willing to sell if pops start to fail. We'll watch this 40s to 60s if pops fail. If reclaim, then there's nothing to do. VWAP is also flat, which is an indication of the market not trending. There is a buyer here at 40s, and if he gets caught, I'm willing to sell on his pressure. Wouldn't mind a lift slightly higher first. Here's value, very key area here, whether they're going to reclaim or not. ES now starting to tumble a little bit as well, back to closing its gap to the downside. Software also selling. Semi's bidding back up. So it's a fucking washing machine, guys, is why we're careful. It is a washing machine right now between those three. I'm ignoring chat now for a bit, guys. You've done your bit. You've done your bit to make me just focus on trading already. Okay, so if they reclaim 65s, then they're going to start squeezing right to the blue box. There you go, full reclaim, and semis full reclaim and up to VWAP as well. So it is just a washing machine. I've got no interest in this right now. We've had one scalp and that's it. And there's really not much else I want to do with this unless we start losing value. If they hold value here, they can try and print back up, but there's no reason to short. We did go 60s, but we're going to have to lose value here at 30s and show me that they want to stay heavy. And then I'd consider the short under here for an extension down to this blue box. If they hold this, we're going to go washing machine. I don't want to trade inside here right now. It's a trash market. I mean, it's just a market. Look, you've got to understand, we had an incredible market for a very long time, which put in some of the biggest gains and the fastest gains we've ever seen in history, which was beautiful and technical. We can't do that forever. We have to go into some form of consolidation, especially when the semiconductors did thousands of % moves, all right, and the hardware doing the same. We can't keep doing that. So they need to pull back. And then, the guys at the banks have to make their money somewhere. So they start to rotate. So they sell semis, they buy software. They sell software, they buy mag. They sell both of those, they buy shitty stocks in the RTY. Like anywhere to make money, and then we go into rotation. It's also a midterm year. It's highly volatile sideways action in midterm years. All the stats there are there to suggest what we're going to do. It's just whether you can weather the storm and be patient enough and change your mindset to just taking like small base hits in this market and then waiting for us to move outside of it. Software getting nuked. Semis can't get through VWAP right now. Mag pulling back. As a whole, Mag looks pretty good. They're equally weighted at 1.44% today. Google and Apple, the weaker ones there. And just nothing to do here right now. Don't want to trade. Look at this. It's just like yesterday already. They've already set the tone. Right. Huge shelves and chop. They've already set the tone here today. It's all about how much patience you've got to not get involved in garbage. All right. Full reclaimed semiconductors. Back towards opening range high here. And if they get through that, they're going to try and go 190s. Big seller at this high. Doubt he gets rewarded for selling 80 that aggressively. Probably pop him out. Crazy how quickly the SOXL moves, man. The options traders, I don't know how they do it. They might, like for me, I'd be pulling my hair out trading something moving that fast off levels. especially when it doesn't seem to hit its levels. It always comes like it came short of 175. That would really frustrate me if I was an options player, I think. Yeah, 900 reclaim. There goes the full send. Semiconductors up to high of day. So we avoid all this now and we wait to see. So they've reclaimed value again, and we'll wait to see if dips actually hold now and they have another push up here. If they do it in one go, there's absolutely nothing we can do because it's just semiconductors squeezing to high of day again. Everything else getting nuked again. And they just rotate, 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 rotate. Same money on options. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it is, but like if you're waiting to hit that key target, it's not coming, right? So that's got to be frustrating for options players, surely. All right, back above the blue box. Can't find acceptance over to 916s here. We'll see if they hold dips here. Semis came up to high of day, didn't quite break out. If dips hold here on the blue box, maybe we can look for the same trade as earlier. 945, 985, and 30,000. They're trying to hold the blue box now. It will hurt my interest really back above 15s, which was the same level as earlier. Sellers are no doubt trapped now, so we'll see. I just want to be very careful trying to play follow through in this market. It doesn't look like it wants to do much follow through right now. Oh, let's see how we act here at 15s. ES starting to get going. Semi's still failing high of day. They might need to pull back to VWAP here. Mag trying to find a bid. I think this looks pretty bullish here if we can break 15s and hold a bid. The seller at the moment is caught at 880. I don't want to bid down there. That would be mid of range. I want to bid on strength if it comes in above this. And now software getting absolutely clapped. So quick, the way they're rotating. Mag coming up to VWAP, which is going to be key here. They've held pre-market highs. It's just can they get back through VWAP to get back towards the highs or not? Big buyer coming in here. Right, POC. I'm still waiting to see if we get above the 15s here and then see if we can play the squeeze. Here's the 15s. All right, small piece on. Let's see if we hold dips versus 15s and I'll start adding if we can. Will this move higher? All right, let's see. Here we go. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to peel a little bit off at high of day because I don't really trust much in this market at the moment. And then we'll see. We've now filled the gap. If we can get through previous day point of control, right, I'm going to try and hold for the full rotation of value and up to 30,000. Long in this now, and then we'll just see now. Big buyer at higher day here. Be very careful at the 950. I'm going to move my stop up and protect my break even here because I've added into strength. My break even here is now at 20. I don't want to add any more here because I don't trust it. We're in a range, so I'm long above 20 right now, and we just see next target would be 84 and then 30,000. There's a little bit of a buyer caught up at 50s here. So if we can't hold my break even spot, it might want to test 17s and knock me out like that. I don't mind, that's fine. Break even and I'll get back in. It's because I don't fully trust it because this is POC and we've just done another rotation from value area low to POC. They might want to test this and hold this again before they go. So I'm flat now and I'll wait to see if it offers me another trade here. Again, want to be careful here with the rotations. SOXL is starting to get stuck at 190, which is his gamma level. IGV is back down to previous day high, about to close its gap. MAG's still not through VWAP. I'm still want to be long in this. I've just missed a re-entry there. Buyer's just absorbed there at 13s. So I still want to be long in this if it gives me another opportunity. Everything above this node here, 16s now, we want to try and get long. They just absorbed heavy on that last pullback in, and CBD's looking good. I wonder if it would give me a re-entry. I just missed that. Unfortunately, I've missed that sort of 15 check. Don't want to play the higher day break here, so I'm going to have to wait to see if it comes back in again. Liquidity sat down at 900 at the moment. ES looks good. Software finding a bid off PDH. I think those are going to want to close the gap. The big problem is going to be 190 on the semis. It's going to be the problem. So these might need to back check 185s first. Here they go for the break. I don't know if I can get involved in this. 960s where it's trying to get to. Clear seller up there at 960s. Can I get involved in this? Is there a way? Is there a way? Your target now, if you're still in 85s, right? And then 30,020. Big buyer at this high, huge buyer at this high at 60s. Be very, very careful. If he loses the bid here, he's going to get clapped. That was a big, big lot. So these 60s, that was a big, big player up here. 400 lot buyer. So I would be trimming some of my profit into him if I was you, and then just runners only. I'm not in this, unfortunately. Knocked me out and I didn't reload. It's my fault. Missed it trying to talk and teach. These are your targets. All right, 84s and 16s. Watch semis into 190 here. It's a big over-under. They flip that, we go into a buy the dip scenario if they can start getting back above it. I'd love to be involved in this now, but opportunity's gone. I think you're going to get a full rotation there. Remember, 260, 960. God, my eyes don't work. 960 is that huge buyer. Absolutely massive 400 lot buyer up there. If he starts getting hurt here, it'd be upset. So I'd see how you hold now towards 40s. 190 rejecting SOXL as expected on that first attempt. Mag into VWAP. This is key now. If they reject VWAP, we might do a full rotation again. Just be careful. I'm just warning you. I'm not saying it has to do it, but it's possible. Bigger absorption there from buyers yet again towards these 40s. And again. All right, I've put a little piece long there. Bit of a poor fill there at 43s, but there we go. Let's see if we can extend this. Need to get through that guy at 60. He's stuck right now. Can't go through 60. That buyer's trapped at the moment. Need to get through 60 and then we should get a re-squeeze up here. Especially if semis can break through 190. They're starting to get stuck though as well. There's the 85-ish check. So let's see if they bid back up to 190 now on semis. No lift. Okay, it's the guy stuck. I'm out. And we're going to rotate back down again. Semis reject to 190, come all the way down to 85 again, and the rotation starts again. I've got to tell myself, don't play any continuation ever in this market, Alex. Don't. Stop it. Stop trying to do it. It's not even worth it. Yeah, big buyers from yesterday, yeah, because we're right up against them, correct. But we're just trying to see if we could wash them out. But the answer is no. Categorically no. And the rotations just started again. So software, they're trying to bid off the lows. Semi coming back into the 85 like we talked about. Mag through VWAP, which is a good sign. Still think this probably wants more upside, but it just depends if they need to come and recheck this. And we don't really want to be bidding down here again. We would much prefer that it shows signs of strength here and holds. Otherwise, this well, this is this node, isn't it? This is our no trade zone. We don't want to trade that node. And here's the POC check. Surprised in many ways that they didn't just tag up here first. I would think they would want to come back up there because we've done value area low, point of control. We almost did value area high, didn't quite get it. ES holding New York VWAP right here in its RBS zone, so that still looks pretty good for more upside. Assuming, let's just have a look, they're bidding, XLF is bidding, XLV isn't. So finance up, healthcare down, more rotation taking place. MAG starting to break through VWAP and start to get moving. Semis don't look good now. Semis now look weak, coming back into VWAP. They need to hold 85. So if they can't hold 85, semis are going to go all the way back down to lows and it might drag the whole thing down again. $30,000 is a hard level. What, to be tested? To break through, maybe, but to be tested would make sense. But I mean, 950 is now becoming the level for the current week, right? So there's the 85 snap on semis. So nothing we can do with this now. We're back in no man land again. Can't trade this in no man's land. Well, you can. I won't. There's the bid finally on semis. All right, so they're bidding 85s now. Semis are really going to have to reclaim 87.5s for strength. So if they can do that, here they come. They're coming straight up to 87s already. They just needed that 85 check. I will have another go at this if we can start holding. Here we go. Now, I need all pullbacks towards 30s now to hold. And if we can do that, I will look for this move up here. I do not want to... I'd much rather this pulls back off 60 first. Otherwise, we're going to come and trap more buyers up there. I'd much rather we come back and just hold and build out some liquidity for a moment or two. All right, there's the 87.5 check. Look at that. Like, I swear that happened in like 30 seconds. So semis went 85 to 37.5 in about 30 seconds there. All right, can we bid here? Are we willing to hold these 30s now? Buys are at 30s. Does he want to walk up? They should hold 30s if they've got intention on going higher here. I'm still not in. I'm just waiting to see if they fill this guy. They're trying to. They're trying to fill him at 30. Still haven't filled him. Here comes the sellers. Woof. Straight through. All right, back to 90,000. And semis rejection, 87.5, back to 85. So still no trade here because we can't hold 30s. And this is all about this right now, ping-ponging over here. All right, so I can show you what I'm watching. All right, so we went to 85s, straight up to 87.5, rejected 87.5, building liquidity out in this zone now. All right, the question is, can they do this move? If they can't, and they fail here, there comes the rotation. That's the problem. IGV, which was strong, got absolutely nuked. Right, so we opened up strong, held, sold off. MAG has reclaimed VWAP. Right, so the question on MAG now is, can MAG hold this pullback for a quasi to move higher? We don't know. We don't know what their intentions are. If they rotate MAG down and semiconductors down, market's going to be weak. Those are the three that they're rotating, and they're doing that so quick. It's funny. I was reading a thing about it yesterday, last night in bed. Them saying that historically they used to take about a week to rotate through each one. Now they're doing it 5-6 times a day. Welcome to the land of AI, doing the work for the trader. Pretty hard to compete with that. Liam, you can use a ticker called MAGS It's not equally weighted, but you can use MAGs as an ETF. If you don't want to use that and you want to use equally weighted, you just need to type each one in. So Apple plus, Microsoft plus. If you do that in TradingView, it will add them all in. I do have one of those here. I think I did a video on it. Right, where is it? Here. Right, so this is equally weighted. See how it says Apple plus Google plus Microsoft plus da-da-da-da. Yeah. If you want equally weighted, that's how you do it. All right, semis back through the 87.5. I do think this wants to go higher here. It's just we are stuck at a key level and it's very hard to want to pull the trigger now. Let's see if they can hold dips again. The one thing I'd say is there is a buyer caught at 960. And that looks like a good end of auction, unlike yesterday, right? So unless they're going to let him out, the only thing we have guaranteed at the moment is 960 is caught. We are starting to hold these 30s now. It's just whether I want to try. Do you want to try playing follow through today, Alex, on a Friday? The hourly looks like it wants to go. Right? The hourly to me looks like it wants to go and take this move, even if it's going to be a trap up there. This is a good hold. This is a good hold. Maybe it needs that first, but it looks like it wants to take this and maybe even clean these out. And then maybe a bull trap lives up there to move down. So I do want to be long. All right, there's the 60 test. And you can tell he's stuck because he just exited a ton of his position straight away on that first test. So it's this guy up here, this 400 lot player up here is stuck. We get above him, then potentially a squeeze is on. But he is, without a doubt, stuck up there right now. MAG holding VWAP. New low of day on software. I think we can clean out the highs, but have to respect that 400 lot of 60s right now. Let's see if they want to hold dips here. ES starting to go. Software selling hard. MAG stuck in no man's land, and semiconductors unable to get above 87.5 right now. So that's where we're at. That's the story of the tape. That's why we've got relative weakness in NQ. It's going to be the hardest trade to take long side, honestly. You have a no trade zone here. Yeah, I mean, I respect that. It's a huge high volume node. I totally respect that. That I'm almost more interested in dips down here, and that is also a no trade zone. But from the H1, it looks better to hold dips down here, but I'm just not sure. Not sure they're going to give it. We have to see. Right, they're still trying to bid 30s here. ES 5 minute looks awful up here, by the way, as well. Wiki. There's the 30 bid. There's definitely a buyer down there between 30 and 900 at the moment who's trying to hold up. And there's definitely a buyer stuck at 960. So if you are buying 30s, you better be selling into 60s each time and then just holding the runner. Nothing's moving there, guys. Nothing to do here. Not for me. Hands off. I spy. I like that. A little bit of Rick Astley. You got to do the dance when you sing it, though. You have to do the dance when you sing it. All right. IGV finding a bid back up to PDC. If they go reclaim here, I wonder if they do another rotation between these three. So flat for me at the moment. That one nice trade this morning. And if you're wondering, I'm not linking all my stuff together. This is not an A+ market. It's anything but. So I've traded one account so far today. That's it. Give a little bit back on that last trade, but up $742. Not so bad. Here's your 960s. This is where the player's stuck. This is the big level. If you did buy 30s, you want to be selling some into 60s and then holding runners. If we get going above here, you are targeting basically 30,000. Right, the blue line, the red line, and this up here. But 60s is where the player's stuck. You've got to get through 60s to get a runner going. You must be respecting 60s. You took a nice payout from Lucid yesterday. Nice work, Tony. Tony, good work. All right, MAG letting go and rolling over here. Software's found a bid. So they're bidding software, selling MAG, and they're doing nothing with semis yet. Another rotation. Alex, your previous suite volume profile set to RTH. No. Extended hours. Catch you later, baby. What time are you back? Okay. You still want to go cinema? I'll let Glenn know. All right. Love you. One of you short 60s for 20 points? Yeah, same thing, right? 60 to 30s, lock some in. All right. And then runners outside of that. That's your range right now. Big buyer down here at 22s. Come market side. Kind of odd to see that. He probably gets hurt. Yeah, MAG coming down to lower day, software coming back inside. So they're selling software, and now they're starting to sell semiconductors as well. This is it, folks. I can't emphasize it enough that we are in a rotational market, not just in terms of value rotation, but what they are doing, these funds, what they're bidding, what they're selling, what they're selling, what they're bidding. Do I think SpaceX goes sub 100? I have no idea, mate. Is it capable of doing it? Absolutely. I don't know. In terms of projection, if it's going to do the same move down it did up, it can go to 70 on it. So we have to see when the float gets released what they want to do. Like I said, I wouldn't be bidding on it for at least 3 months. You want to have at least 3 months of a new IPO to see what's going on. Everyone who's bid on it so far, surprise, surprise, is underwater. Everyone who bid on it the first 2-3 days is absolutely fucked. Okay, back to these 30s. Chop continues. Semi's holding on again now. So back above 30s, they're trying to test 60s again. That's the liquidity build. You can see back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And if they get through 60s, they start the squeeze. Did they wash here? They didn't wash. Just waiting here. Nothing to do yet. I don't like trading ranges, so I'm avoiding this. So if you bought 30s, you better be selling now into 60s and then holding a runner, right? And then if you break 60s, then you get the move towards 30,000. That's your range right now, basically. You can even say your range is 900 to 60 and 30 is the midpoint now because they've gone down enough times to extend that range. But I think you're going to get a break coming soon because I think they will want to swipe everyone. There's the 60 break. So now you're runners only, and you try and see if you can get up towards 30,000 now. All right, so definitely 85 is value. Previous day high is 93, but I'd ignore that. I'd say if you get through 85, you're targeting 30,000, all right? Semi still can't get that through that 87.5. That's their level that they've got to get through. If they get through that, they go 190. MAG still under VWAP. Software just rejected previous day high, back under PDC. It is a washing machine, folks. It's a washing machine. I might have to make... I wonder if we can do it... I wonder if there's a way of me doing it on another tab of putting all three together. Okay, they're trying to squeeze this to 30,000 now. You can see them on the tape. They're trying to get you a lift. Big buyer just jumped in at 45s there. So let's see if they protect him now on that next move down. Here come the buyers. Yeah, they're trying to protect 45s to get to 30,000 now because he's just come on the tape. If they don't do it, you're going to go 30s and then 900 again. Delta divergence at this high. Here's the 45 check. He's still bidding 45s and 40s at the moment. See how much he can gobble up. Quite a bit so far. So sellers are at 65, 70, 75, 80, and then 90. See if they walk down. There's the 45. Through him, they go to 40. Flush down to 30. He will need to reclaim 45 or he's going to be very unhappy. He looks a little bit unhappy now. Now they're going to flush down to 910s if they can to cause max pain. He's comfortable if they reclaim 45 and 50s here. That's his game. Again, no trade here for me. Just waiting. Mag reclaiming VWAP looks pretty good. Semi's absolutely nowhere. Software rejecting PDH, PDC. Whether it can put a higher low in versus low of day, I don't know. Right, here's your 45s. He needs to reclaim this to squeeze. Here he comes. He's trying desperately to gobble the tape here at 45s. He knows if he doesn't get this squeeze in his exit, he's going to have too much size probably and get caught. So he needs to get through 45s, 60s and squeeze. Otherwise, if they flush 30s, he's going to get very, very hurt, I would imagine. $50s. He's still here on a tape. He's buying everything he can. He's trying to lift. Right, here's the 60s. This is your big level. Remember, this is where that big player was stuck. He probably has not been able to exit yet, this big buyer who got stuck up here, who's a 400 lot. Right, here comes the buyers. Right, he's walked up to 55 now, so he's trying to support the bid at 55s, and he's trying to get this breakout to get you up to 85 and then up to 30,000. Looks better now if he can hold his bid around 50s, which is around here. Right, he needs to complete this move. Otherwise, he's going to get very, very upset because I'd say the last 5 minutes, he's bid everything that's come in there. I say he, they, robot, whatever he is. Can't see him on the tape here now. Here he comes. He's left again. He's not here at the moment, supporting a bid. He's gone. There he is, 40s. He's come back on. His average is around 45. It's got to be. Here he comes. His average is definitely around 45 at the moment. He needs 30,000. You can say, I would say 85 to 30,000. He will probably exit a ton of his position, I would imagine. Yeah, he's gobbling everything. The thing is, there's nothing. I don't know how to. Is there a way? Is there a way? How do we do two charts? I've fucking forgotten. Can I do mags? Mags slash SOXL slash IGV. Will it do that? No. I want to get, I'm going to have to do it at the weekend. I want to do a line chart with all three on. Can't remember how to do it. I can't remember how to do it. If any of you remember how to do it, you can just tell me now and we'll put it on here. I want to do one where it's a comparison where we can have mag. I thought it was, is it slash or plus? No, plus does it in one section, right? Oh, here we go. SOXL. And then IGV. Okay, what's this one? All right, that's how we're moving today. All right, you can see the divergence there between them. All right, they're not in unison. Not even a little bit close to unison. All right, drift lower, sideways, consolidation. We'll start using that. I'll start doing a color code, and maybe I'll put some other ETFs on there as well. Do we break 910s here? Well, you can see this LVN down here for now is being respected. Again, semiconductors can't get through to 175. They're back to VWAP. You're just doing a dance. SOXL's at low of day. MAGS is starting to roll over. All right, and this is your big over-under, I'd say, on the day. All right, this is your bigger RBS. So if we think about this on an hourly chart, that's why I'm uninterested at the moment. This is your RBS on an hourly. So if they're going to do like a W shape, they have to hold this, right? And the thing is, these wicks are so big. If they want to come lower and test LVNs down here, they can. I would think this is what they're trying to do today, just to complete the move. Only because I think they didn't quite complete it here. I think this is what they want to do, right? And this is your that's your low-hanging fruit. And if they take that, great. Now, if they base above this, we can talk about that move up there. But I would say probably next week. I wouldn't think about this week. I'd say your low-hanging fruit is from blue box to here at the moment. Now, if they let go of this, we don't want to trade in here. Under this, pressure down, because then we lose previous day's value. Remember, this is previous day's value. All we're doing at the moment is rotating previous day's value, but we haven't quite tagged the high, which is why, in my thought, we haven't really quite finished this auction up to here. And I would imagine that's what they want to do, but they're struggling. But we've got a long day ahead, and they can keep going sideways for a long, long time. And what you need to ask yourself is, how patient can you be? How much of this can you sit out of? How much of these bullshit can you avoid? Or if you're a range trader, remember, I'm not a range trader. If you're a range trader, right, maybe you're enjoying this. Maybe this is your bread and butter. Then this is your chance to shine. Buy this, sell this, buy this, sell this. For me, I like big momentum, which is why I haven't been enjoying this market the last few weeks. Good for scalping range traders. That's what I'm saying. If that's what you are, it's perfect, isn't it? If that's you. So this is the RBS on the hourlies, blue box. Big sellers coming in here, and at the moment they're being absorbed into that RBS. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to think about a bearish move in this market right now, because we've changed the state from this week. Remember, underneath this was sell side pressure, regardless of what morons on YouTube think. Underneath this was sell side pressure lower, right? Because we had previous week's value then trapped. Once we changed to buy side of the curve, remember, this was the day we took the short into the low hanging fruit and it held, right? Once we reclaim value, we're now in a rotation, right? Here's your rotation, previous week value area low to point of control. If they get over point of control next week, then we can think about this move back up towards these highs. So we've shifted from selling to reclaiming and buying, but buying in a rotation. Had some nasty individual talk shit last night on my YouTube. Oh, week you were selling, I don't understand. Well, it's because you don't understand how to trade, mate. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, if you don't understand where people are stuck and you can't shift, then what do you want me to do? If you don't understand that yesterday I wanted to be buying at the lows, but it didn't give me what I wanted, what do you want me to do? Thanks, John, you absolute legend. Every Friday. Every Friday. All right, blue box key. Bids starting to be lost across the board here, other than MAG, which is holding on for dear life in a pennant here. New low of day in software. Semi is starting to sell. So 190 sold, 175 couldn't be reclaimed. 175, 185 can't be reclaimed here. And if they keep rejecting this, 180s, and then maybe they finish that auction all the way down to 175, which they didn't tag earlier. We are still inside of yesterday's value, I'll remind you, down here. This is key. I don't know if I want to sell this. If we go risk off, it's going to have to be really clean and obvious. Every pop up to here would have to be sold. Look at the size of this candle. If we pop and fail, do I want to consider that near yesterday's value area low? I don't know that I do. MAG coming down to low of day now as well. Semi's trying to find a bid to get back to VWAP. I think I'm just going to leave this alone for a bit longer. I want to see how we act up here, if we reclaim or if we pop and fail. Big buyer just came in there at 71s. Semi's coming straight back to VWAP. The speed at which these move. New lower day on MAG. If it breaks that shelf, it's going to get nasty. Software selling as well. I'm interested. If they pop this and then find a seller up here and MAG starts flushing, I'm interested. Software right back to VWAP. New lower day SOXL. MAG's looking like it's trying to break here. All right, I'm very interested now if MAG's going to let go. Yesterday's VWAP. Okay. Still just waiting. MAG holding on. It's there or thereabouts. They're trying to bid it back up. Software finding a bid. Semi's back through 85s. 85s and a half already. Approaching 86s. It's crazy. Yeah, no trade. Reclaimed, no trade. No, thank you very much. I can't wait till we get this market in unison again. I don't care if it goes pro sell or pro trend altogether. Just want a nice move again. We had it for so many months. It was so good. All right, see if they protect value here now or not. Well, there's your answer. Yes. They're trying to hold value. MAG does look dangerously weak to me at the moment. Seller exhaustion down here. Software continuing to bleed really hard here. Still no trade. I just don't feel confident in this. Maybe this is the sell back down, but what I'm seeing holding, oh, let's move that. Holding these levels makes me very uncomfortable because we're still inside of value. And we're inside of, well, we're at the edge of today's value. Don't really fancy getting chopped up on a Friday. I'm doing my best to avoid as much as possible until I feel very confident that there's someone taking over. Software is getting smacked, as are the Mag 7 now. They are both getting absolutely smacked. Everything bleeding but semis, yeah, correct. But we're not seeing follow through, are we? You'd think, you know, we'd be seeing follow through down here, given what's going on. Everything else is down here. We look like semiconductors. We don't look like anything else right now. And this is the danger, right? When I see that, remember we're going sideways, semis are going sideways. What happens when software finds a bid off these lows, right? This is like yesterday when we expect follow through. What happens when these have sold so hard, all right, and these suddenly find a bid up, and at the same time, you know, Mag finds, there you go, Mag finds a bid up to here, and what happens if that reclaims, and at the same time, semi suddenly start going? You know, the timing right now is very, very, very hard. It's very hard, guys. This is why you might have seen I did a post on X yesterday saying it's much easier right now to be trading individual names and individual sector ETFs than an index, right? When you hear big traders saying there's no edge in indexes, these are the markets where there's no edge in indexes. And remember, historically, the markets like to go sideways more than they go into trend. Now, recently, the last few years, we've been very lucky at trending markets. But these are historically why people don't like trading indexes, because you can find edge in a name. You know, if we've had, like yesterday, all right, we get this positive news come out on Meta, we're in a bid up market. You don't need to worry about anything else. You're just focusing on one name. Same if you see relative weakness. You know, we see relative weakness in SpaceX. It's cracked 150. All right, we're selling it. We don't need to worry about the rest of the market. Even software. Okay, we're weak in software. Okay, we sell IGV. We sell everything related to IGV. We start selling Hood. We sell Netflix. We sell Oracle. Much easier. You don't need to worry about a bid coming in hardware, for example. Yeah, exactly. No trade's a great trade, man. Remember, our job is to protect capital. The only way I was going to consider a short here is if there was a clear rejection of this. Hasn't happened, has it? And like I said, I'm not too keen on shorting when we're inside a value. Right, that technically is a cheap area to buy. And this technically is your premium area to sell against. Right, and we continue. Yesterday we rotated here. You can say today that we're rotating here. Right, we're getting tighter inside of yesterday. Yesterday's value was this. Today's value currently is this. Right, that's what's happening right now. Tight. And like I said, here comes the bid. So Mag bidding back up, reclaiming. Semis suddenly have just turned on the juice. And now this thing probably is going to have another go at breaking 960 to go to the upside. I'm long Netflix. Yeah, I'm long Netflix. But I have been for a while, sold some. I think the earnings will be blowout. I think the earnings are going to be blowout. I think the advertising that they have incoming is going to be blowout. It just depends what the costs are and stuff. I think users will keep growing. I don't see that stock going anywhere. I think the idea of them being overvalued is silly. I don't think the PE's too big. They've done the pullback. Long term, 5-10 years from now, I think be in a very, very different position. Been giving back a lot to the market recently, but I haven't been up in time to watch Flow Zone recently. If you're giving back to the market, you're probably trying to trade a market which isn't there. So I can't, was it 2 weeks? I feel like it was 2 weeks ago. I did a post saying, I need to change how I'm trading. Market's changed. I need to change. I need to be in scalp mode. Every trade that I've lost recently, right, has been adding into winners when it's not there. Now, yesterday we had a couple killer trades, which is fine, even off stream, the same again. But adding into winners when they're not ready is tough in this market. Right, seeing as this market is slow, I would like to do a couple giveaways today, guys. We haven't really done many recently because it's been so slow on stream. So let's get 1,000 likes, we do a free course giveaway. 1,200 likes, we're doing Apex giveaway. 1,500 likes, I'll give you a Lucid account. All right, all you got to do, smash that like button, the thumbs up button underneath. 3 giveaways I want to do today. All right, it's up to you guys. You guys get me there, I'll give you some free accounts. That simple. The chop continues. This D-shaped profile continues. Look at the 5 minute on ES, and it looks terrible. It's good practice for you guys. How long can you sit on your hands for? I think this H1 wants to move up, but we have just done that retest. What do we say about the RBS block? I think it wants to try and do this. The H1 is what we said. I think it wants to try and do this. We did just test it and we did hold it. So I think that's what it's attempting to do. We just lack follow through today. IGV fresh lows here. And semis look hella bullish right now. They're coming for that 190. All right, let's see. Where's Mr. Mag? If Mag and semis can get an alignment, if semis break 190, this thing's going to go, guys. We'll see if we can get involved in this now. Oh, there's the push to 190. Look at that, just like that. Right, let's see if we hold the LVN to 30s or if we base above 960s. So can we either hold the LVN to 930s here on a pullback? The answer is no. Is that news? Wow, it's got to be news. Look at that. It paused there. Did you guys get a pause there as well? Let's have a little look-see. Wow. Got to be news. What's just come out? Can't see anything yet. Definitely news. That's a full rotation. Holy shit balls. Look at this. Up to 10 seconds delayed right now on Bookmap. 10-second delay on Bookmap. Software just got nuked. Mag got nuked off that and is continuing to sell. I'm still waiting to see what it is. Agreed to keep negotiations with Iran going. Iran has requested US proceed with talks. Why are we flushing that? Have agreed to Iran talks, but United States has stated to them in no uncertain terms that the ceasefire is over. I mean, that's nothing. That's nothing we didn't already know. It's just news algos. There's literally nothing we didn't already know. Ceasefire was over last week, as per the bombs which were flown both directions and missiles. It's just news algos, guys. There's nothing to do here. Let this calm down. That's just the news algos going wild. I'll tell you what, Bookmap could not keep up there. They dumped everything. They dumped absolutely everything on that. You got feel for those traders who just got in because they were probably trying to bid that up when that came out. And I was saying, if we hold 30s here, I'm interested. Well, we didn't hold 30s. We flushed. What's that? How big is this? Holy shit. Oh, no worries. Just a 280-point flush. I don't think even hard stops would have worked in that, because if I show you Bookmap here, it skipped. So the whole CME froze there. That wasn't just... Look, you can see in here. I'll pull this over. This is where it froze. This is all data from CME froze. So you would have got skipped from 925. It didn't open again until 890. So there's a 30-point skip, and then it was straight down, and then it froze again, and then straight down. So too many orders went through too quick there. It literally couldn't cope. CME did like a, I don't know, probably a 5-second pause. Not even. What time did that pause? 32.39. 32.50. Yeah, so like a 10-second pause took place there while they tried to deal with it. Crazy, man. Crazy. It's really struggling now, Bookmap, to keep up with it. Lost big through my stop there. That's what I mean. Like, you won't. Hard stops are better than no stops, but unfortunately, when the CME can't cope with the data, that's what happens. Sellers caught at the lows down here. Right, a seller caught at 700. Here's the bid straight back up to value. Now, if they can't resell this back down, it's a reclaim and a move higher again. I don't think that's news. I don't see. I mean, obviously it is news, but there's no point of difference there. That's nothing that hasn't already been said. That's nothing that we don't already know. All right, ceasefire's over. We know that. That's why they started shooting each other. They're still in talks. We know that. He said that for the last week. Nothing's changed there. That is news algos. That's all that is. Blew your accounts on that through the stops. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really sorry. That's really hard. That's hard because you do everything right. Unfortunately, that is part of trading. That's not me being a see you next Tuesday. It's just true. Had it happen to me many times. Many times, getting caught, especially in the small cap days, getting caught in halt bands and stuff. It happens. I'm going to remove this because we've traded over under it so many times now. It sucks though. Nothing I can say will make that feel better for you, other than you knowing that it's happened to everyone. Everyone who's traded long enough has been caught in stuff like that. Wish it didn't happen, but it does. Even the hedge funds and stuff get caught in that. Should be illegal. I mean, it's not a question of should be illegal, mate. It's literally, you have to understand when news comes out and the news algos pick up on that news and they go into a buy or sell, right? The amount of liquidity that gets traded one side on the book is too much. When we talk about an imbalance, this, right, is huge, right? Because it's all sell side. All right, so any limit buy orders who are down here are filled instantly, and they can't fill them quickly. Like the speed of the tape. If you had 1 million, like, just smash the book on a sell, they can't handle it. It's not that they're trying to fuck you or anything else. It's just what happens. It's the speed of the tape. Where can you see the news? Financial Juice is what I would use. Is there anything tooling that could visualize the massive orders of the sales? Well, yeah, that's what we use Bookmap for. Is that what you mean? Here, these. Struggling. You see this? You get this huge order come in. That's a 469 lot seller, and then whatever happened in here was so big it can't show it, and that's where we pause. Where we get this white line is where the market halted, and then. Do you see any green buying? No, it's sell, 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 sell. These are all market. Out. And then that's the first pivot down here. That's the first limit order buy down here. This is the same level as yesterday. This we had on yesterday. Let's clean this up. All right, so this is the first limit order down here at 700, which got filled. Now 700 was what? Towards a bottom blue box, and then we start doing that inverse head and shoulders, bid back up, and this is where the big sell order is. So we'll probably try and test him at some point. Right, they're reselling 900, but this player is the big player. 935. Do you remember yesterday I said, you know, it'd be nice if Trump stops again? I think the market was so nice. Volatility is useful, but like, there's how many times can we have the same thing said and the market react to it? It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. The big player knew something. No. The big player just got the news a little bit before us. If we had our headphones on, we would have got it. Don't think that's a short seller, mate. That's someone like, fuck, I want out of this before this hits the tape. No, it's not manipulation. I don't think it's manipulation. He's just saying the same thing. Look, it's not him making this happen. You got to understand it. This is news algos. This isn't even a human, all right? This would be a news algo who's sat and they literally scan the news and the moment says Iran, war, dump, all right? Ceasefire, pump. Okay, it's a news algo. It's not Trump. Trump's just saying the same stuff over again. It's not even a human. Okay, and then we let this volatility settle down. Yeah, Squawk Box. You can still get Squawk Box. Randy, you can pay for it as a retail trader. You could buy that now. Oh, we've reclaimed previous week value area low. Previous day value area low. I've got these swapped the wrong way around, haven't I? Well done, Alex. On your Ninja Trader, have you moved that, you absolute clown? $643. $828. Okay, back inside of value. Our question is now, the hardest thing for buyers now is if they want to bid this, they've got to get through this big player up here. And now we have a big D shape. I'm too scared to buy that at this point, to be quite honest. On a Friday. Markets ignored the Iranian news. Well, there hasn't really been any news because we were in the ceasefire and nothing was really happening. Still nothing's really happening. I mean, you tell me what's different to this, to a week ago, 3 months ago. The Islamic Republic of Iran has asked us to continue to talks. Okay. We've agreed to do so. Okay. But the United States has stated to them in no uncertain times the ceasefire is over. What's the difference? We had a ceasefire for a short period of time. It ended this week or the weekend. We already know all of this. Nothing's changed. There's literally no new statement there which has changed anything. Not in my mind, anyway. Maybe I'm a fool and I'm an idiot. But okay, still holding previous day value. We're still in rotation between this. But the hardest thing is the big player up here. That's the hardest thing now. His level, like basically 40s, and we're coming back up towards that 40s. So here's the rotation. I can just show you where he is. I'll just put it on here. 40s, he's basically here. Right, this is the giant seller. You can see the shelf here being developed. And they're trying to come and test him at the moment. And the thing is, just before he sold, 2 minutes before, there was a buyer at 12s. And there was a buyer on the way down at 89s. So he got hurt for sure. And the Cool 1 now being rejected on ES. This is the thing. It's going to be very hard for this market to reclaim everything. Because, right, the main thing is because they were buying here, looking for the break. We do the 2-leg, we hold. Okay, they start buying this dip and buying this, looking for this, and then they get nuked. Now you've got all these players stuck. So trying to complete this move here becomes very, very, very difficult now, because a lot of them, unless they're super confident, are going to get out break even, and that's what's going to probably keep us pinned in here. That's why I was like, I don't know if I want to buy this now because we've got pressure. Whereas this morning, this made sense, right? But now we've got players stuck. Much harder trade now. And you can argue high, lower high. So high, lower low, lower high, lower low. They can make a lower high versus this and re-attack this again. And the range is so big there. What are you risking off? This for me is becoming more and more and more of a no trade day. Right? More and more and more. And this is the wrong color. I'm sorry. This should be a seller. What's gone on there? Sell. There we go. If we hadn't had that giant candle, I would say value buying here to here makes sense. This is yesterday's rotation. This is today's rotation. I'd say value buying that to there makes sense. The problem is that this kill candle has changed this. It's now guaranteed buy stuck up there. I'd almost feel more confident getting above them now, rather than buying dips, letting the market say, hey, we're going to do the heavy lift and get above all this. You can join once we prove it. I'd feel more confident in that. The DAX the DAX dropped. Mate, it would just be every market, every equities market, right? If a news algo is saying what they would have read in that, right? The main thing they would have read in that is ceasefire's over, right? The ceasefire's over. They will see that and determine that as a threat. In no uncertain terms, the ceasefire's over. That's the way they've digested that, is saying we're going to start bombing you, right? They don't care about the talk bit. We're going to start bombing you. So if news algos globally on every market have determined, okay, well, the war's going to go on longer, there's going to be more violence, more problems, what's the first thing they think of? Okay, Strait of Hormuz is going to be closed. Okay, oil prices are going to go up. Okay, the cost, that's going to put more inflationary pressure on stuff. Okay, what are we going to do? We go risk off, right? We go risk off as a market. It doesn't matter which market you're in. If the Strait of Hormuz is closed and oil prices go off and bombing's starting to take place, we're going to go risk off. So the news algos on all the markets, including the DAX, like you've just pointed out, they go risk off. Then they settle down and go, hang on a minute, has a missile been fired? No. Oh, what's he saying? That they're willing to do talks? Oh. Okay, maybe we over-exaggerated for 1.5 minutes. We're back to where we were. Right, so that's why. That's why. It's just a risk-off move. Why has this changed again? Let's start going mental here. There we go. They're going to try and test this seller up here. Now, I'll tell you now, 30,000's on the book now. They're 328 lot up there. If this hadn't happened, I'd be long down here at value. Like, I'm openly admitting I am too scared to take that trade now based on who's stuck. Now, my bias, nothing's really changed. This looks very much like a failed breakout, doesn't it? If we think about this on the H1, it looks very much like an overreaction. We think about this, right? That's where we went buy side. This is just swept and reclaimed and reclaimed. This is the idea and the target. I still think they're trying to get up here. The problem for me is that these guys are now stuck. So I'm trying to avoid having the bias because the news algos come in and destroyed it. Otherwise, I would probably be long down here looking for this rotation, but I know these players are stuck and I have to respect that now. If that means I don't trade for the day, that's okay. Where's my orange blood gone? Was there players? Yeah, they're desperate to try and rotate this thing at the moment. Would it make me short? No, because if I'm short, I'm fighting it. All right. If we just think about, if we try and ignore this candle, right? Just ignore that candle. That's previous day's value. Okay. If we zoom out, this is previous week's value. And we zoom out again. I have to do you on a higher time frame just for a minute. This is current week's value. Is it? I just want to check. Yeah, this is current week's value. Okay, so what's happened? If we think about this week, we have reclaimed, right? Failed to break lower, reclaimed. We've then reclaimed previous week. That's a sign of strength. So this here is a look below and fail of value, because sellers should have done this. They didn't, right? They didn't. So what's our target once we reclaim? Well, technically, it's previous week point of control, which is what we're trying to target all of yesterday and today. And once we get through previous week point of control and current week value high, we could think about that move up here. I don't want to be short against this if I understand what you're saying, that there's volume trap there. But the thing is, I would much rather be short now at an extreme for this move back down, because this is telling me sellers are trapped down at the lows. We are in a rotational market. I get what you're saying. I understand. I understand that we've got buyers stuck intraday. But for me, I try not to trade the chop. I would much rather, at this point, wait to see if they're willing to hold this and play that. And if I'm going to be sell side, look for this or look for the same thing right up there, right? Because I think this is still what they want to do. It's just this guy that's ruined it. So for me, it either sets up, I'm either now, because of this, I'm telling myself, I'm not going to trade in here. It's got to show me acceptance now and confidence. Otherwise, I will just ignore the whole thing. I will ignore the whole thing. And I'm okay doing that. I've already made peace that this might have ruined the whole day, and I'm okay doing that. But I'd rather be playing the right side of it once it's shown me a willingness. Oh my God. Huge seller walking down here, by the way. 1,200 lot seller at 9.25. Yeah, I see him as well. Yeah, big boy seller just come on the tape. Let me just check if there's any more circulation here, folks. Give me a second. Ukrainian military, it struck Russia's oil processing plant. I can't see anything else. All right, we'll come back down to value area low. Again, like I said in the post yesterday, you guys trade your book. Right? Just because, how can I put this? I don't like trading range. So because I'm making peace with the fact that we are now absolutely stuck in many, many forms of range with many participants stuck both sides, lower time frame, right? We know buyers are stuck up here. Higher time frame, we know sellers are stuck under here. Right? I've made peace with that. I don't really want to trade between this. This can do what it wants now. I genuinely don't care. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, because on a Friday, my main job is to make sure I get into the weekend safe. Because I can tell you now, from an experienced trader who's done this many, many, many times, there is nothing worse than having a big losing day on a Friday, because you cannot make amends for it, and it will destroy, well, for me, it would destroy my weekend. I will mope about like a soppy little git, right? I'll mope about all weekend, be upset with myself, and you can't do anything about it, and you can't fix it, and your mates want to talk to you, and you try and talk trading, and they're like, fuck off, you loser. What are you talking about work for? All right? And you can't talk to your wife about it. She doesn't get it, and you know, you have to wait until Monday morning, and you fill with anxiety. Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday day, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. You don't sleep well. Sunday, you're apprehensive, and you come to market Monday, and you got PTSD, and you trade like a piece of shit and make it worse, right? It's so common. Been there, done it. Burnt $25,000+ before on a Friday, all right? I promise you. I remember having my biggest months in November 2020, and it was the last Friday of the month, and I fucking blew it all. And it fucking hurt, man. It really, really, really fucking hurt. So I always try and be very, very careful on Friday. Plus nowadays, 0 DTE, right? Just to make things harder. This seller is walking down and down and down. He's now at 850. This 1,200 lot at 850 now. So he's trying to protect this little shelf here. Again, by the way, semis holding VWAP, right? They're in no man's land, holding VWAP. IGV trading inside itself right now. Nothing to do there either, really, particularly at the moment. Where is my initial balance for that gone? -4. And MAG trying to reclaim its range as well. So you go. This is the value area. Like I said, this is where buyers, I would imagine, will want to hold. All right, if they're going to stay inside, they want to do this. Sellers now will want to defend that. That becomes the battle between value area low previous day, value area low current day. Sellers want to defend that. Buyers want to defend this. All right, this is why I'm losing interest in this market now. No, he's out of Wimbledon. Well, what a great run, man, to the semis. What story. What a story. Seems like a really nice lad as well. Let me have a look. Great story. I'm buzzing for him, man. Put up a decent fight. I mean, a wild card against the number 2 in the world. Pretty good effort. Yeah, it seems like a really, really good guy, doesn't he? I think he interviews really well. I hope he wins something on like Sports Personality of the Year or something, and I hope he goes on to some great things, you know. More than doubled lifetime earnings. Is that right? So what does he win for? So what's he come in? 4th? Did they do a 3rd playoff, or is he done now? Is that it? Comes in 4th, right? I like Djokovic. Yeah, I like Djokovic. One of the greats. He is one of the greats. Just shy of $1 million. Fucking hell. That's not bad for how many days has he played? Like 8 days of tennis? It's pretty good, isn't it? 100 grand a day. Alex should have a pause on day trading and focus on swing trading. I don't know, Willie. Why? Why would you do that? Remember, you don't have to day trade this asset. You could day trade something else. I think we're going to move out of this range after earnings, though. So earnings season's around the corner, mate. Okay, letting go of previous day's value now. So the sellers currently defended current day value. They will now want to defend previous day value, and they want to try and drive down into here where the buyers stepped in. They can't do that. Like I said, if they can do that, they're going to try and get down here. If they get caught, this is your D shape. Keep trying to zoom out and just check the daily and the hourly here. I mean, we are literally ping-ponging today between 5-day and 20-day. We are doing the ping-pong. Anyone who's done the course. We zoom this in. Right, there's your 20-day. There's your 5-day. It's also your 50-day. It's also POC. Right, so we failed to break out up above here, and we've come back to mean. And if we fail under here, we're going to come back to this bottom side. And this is the area that we said, oh, we don't really want to trade in. And if we do, we're going to have to trade to very, very small size. Nothing's changed. No change of state, just an inside bar. Right. We'll see what we get Monday. Hopefully a gap up or gap down outside of it to make life a little bit easier. But I doubt it. Unless we get news over the weekend. You never heard my opinion regarding Egypt and Argentina. Okay, I can give my opinion. Egypt have to have a look at themselves. This is an honest opinion. If you go 2-0 up, you got to close that out. You have to close that game out if you go 2-0 up, right? First of all. Second thing, the disallowed second goal, it should have stood. Was it a foul? Yes. Did that foul change the state of the play? No, there's so much time between it. It was ridiculous. That is a ridiculous amount of time to say that that affected the goal. Not good enough. Terrible reffing. Okay. Third point, were there countless fouls on Egyptian players not given? Undoubtedly, yes. Okay. Undoubtedly, yes. Bad refereeing. Okay. The goal that Argentina scored, right, the breakaway goal, was it a foul on Salah? No. Was it a foul on the other guy? No. Did they both flop looking for a penalty? Yeah, they did, and they didn't get the foul. So this whole thought process of it should have gone back, it should have gone back, and they should have checked it. Even if it went back and checked it, it doesn't matter. It wasn't a foul. Okay, so was the refereeing bad? Yes. Did it affect the two goals? Maybe you could argue Egypt. Well, you can argue Egypt's second goal should have stood, but they have to look at themselves. They have to look at themselves. They should. If you go 2-0 up in a game like that, you got to finish it off. You have to do it. There, that's my opinion. It's tough. Is FIFA corrupt? Yeah. 100% corrupt. Without a doubt, they're corrupt. We've always known that. Gianni's corrupt. Blatter was corrupt. They're all corrupt. They're all arseholes. France, Morocco. France just too good. France just too good. That's just honest opinion. Sport, man. Sport's cruel. Someone's got to lose. You know, it's tough, man. Morocco were too negative. Well, I think they tried to stick to their game plan. They had a few chances. But you know, you got to understand, France are an incredible team. Most of that French team have played together at club level, either now or previously. They know each other so well. It makes such a big difference when you've got the majority of your club team from one or two, majority of your national team from one or two clubs. It makes a massive difference because you understand each other. The chemistry is good. The harder thing for the smaller nations, right, is their top players they all play in different countries. So some play in the Bundesliga, the odd one will play in the Premier League, the odd one might play in Serie A, and then the others might play in like the Saudi League or one of the North African leagues. Mate, it's not even like they can't gel the same way. They're coached differently. They play different styles of football. It makes a huge difference. If 80% of your team has played together at PSG at some point, it's going to have a big impact, right? They're going to know each other. Like, you don't think like Dembele and Mbappe know each other really well. Like the two, not even argue, the two best players on the planet right now. They know each other well. Yeah, Mbappe's at Real Madrid now, but he wasn't. He was there. Barcola, yeah, incredible as well. It makes a difference. Honestly, it does make a difference, especially when they're playmakers and stuff. Anyway, I digress. Right, value being rejected now. Let's just have a look here of what the measured move would get on IB today. It's interesting, isn't it? Pressure coming in. They're looking for this and this, and if they find acceptance, they're looking for value. That you can see 100% of the IB. All right, so if you are short, if for some reason you've taken this short here or here and you feel good about this, then your drives are here. I'm genuinely not even interested right now. This is like the opposite of what I like to see in the market. Hi, thanks for everything. If people would only listen to you, they become profitable overnight. I have 500k invested. I'm going to invest in one position. I would like your opinion on it. Can we have a Discord? On Discord in swing section. Can we have a chat in Discord? Yeah, sure, Marek. Thank you very much for that Friday bonus. I'll be getting myself something nice with that. I appreciate that very much. Yes, we can absolutely have a chat about it. I would say ETFs. We'll wait for a flash point in a nice ETF and pick it up safest way. Bearish now? No, I'm not particularly bearish right now because of the H1, right? This is why I'm not trading it. I think we're just in a major liquidity build. So, but the H1 to me, here's your range. This looks like a sweep. I'm concerned that this holds and drives up. But I also know that a big seller stepped in here and these buyers are trapped. But I also know, like we've talked about, that everyone under here who's a seller is caught, right? Everyone who played this downside move, we played this, we played this. This should have rejected if sellers were going to have control. It didn't. So I'm trying to respect right now that underneath the previous week value area low, sellers are caught. We are in a rotation. That's all we're in. And it's why I'm trying to ignore it right now, because I think both sides are going to get hurt here, especially on a Friday. So there you go. Even now, since flicking back, reclaimed value. If they reclaim this, right, this can be a higher low. If they reclaim this, they can go rotation. Have a look at the VWAPs right now. Right? Do they look like something angular in trend? There's your 24-hour. There's your New York. Don't look great to me. Right? When we're in a trending market, when we can be in a buy the dip kind of market, or sell the pop kind of market. Look at the difference to yesterday. Once we reclaimed yesterday. What's the direction? A nice gentle slope up. Okay, if we look at the sells earlier in the week or last week. Right, what's the general direction? All right, down. View up, down, break down. Right now, what's the general direction of this? Yeah, what do we just zoom out? What are we doing here? Boxed in. So if you know that I don't like trading range, when I look at this, what do you think I feel like? No, I'm already sized down. Now I'm like, oh, don't really fancy it. Don't really fancy it, mate. And here's the reclaims. So buyers now, right, are trying to protect previous day value and current day value. Sellers have done a poor job of rejecting this now. So if buyers now take control, where do you think they're going to go? Right up here. And I still think buyers ideally want to come and test this. I don't know if they've got the juice to do it. Look at this huge D shape, but that's why I've become uninterested. What are you talking about? If everyone who complained about FIFA stopped watching games and start and buying jerseys, FIFA would have to change. No, this, mate, no. You're fucking mental. You're mental thinking about that. Jersey rights don't go to FIFA, one. Second of all, TV rights pay for everything. Third of all, that's a stupid take. Sorry, that's a really stupid take. It's a stupid take. That's like saying if everyone that complained about politics stopped going to work and paying taxes, the world would change. No, it fucking wouldn't. You'd just be broke. It wouldn't change. You're mental. Would Haaland or Odegaard be as good as they are if for not the experience in the Premier League? Probably not, but Haaland was an absolute, and Odegaard was a beast at Real. Haaland was a beast at Bayern Dortmund. So, can I add you to the Discord? Did you do? If you've done the course, go to the end of the course. Send me the email that it tells you to do at the end of the course, and I'll add you. Here's best take of the day from Paul. I'm starting my own chat room. This is no help at all. You have a great accent, look super cool with slick back hair and your sunglasses on, but you are just guessing. I'm literally not guessing anything, mate. I'm literally not trading because I know the market's in building liquidity. These also are not sunglasses. And third of all, you're a fucking prick. See you later, son. Go and start your own chat room. What a fucking loser. What a twat. How am I guessing if I'm not trading it? How am I guessing? I'm literally saying what it's trying to do. The battle between the two people. So fucking another moron jumping in stream. I would love you fucking pricks to come and meet me one day. We can have a nice little chat in a pub and see how it goes. I'd absolutely love it. Except you're too young to even get in the pub, aren't you? With your little pube on your face, riding your unicorn everywhere. Mummy, can I have some pocket money, please? You goon. Absolute goon. Would I ever do a giveaway of the $600 course? Yeah, we did one a couple months ago, and I gave away a monitor as well, worth like $500, and I gave away a 150 count Lucid account with it as well. You understand, sometimes I like reacting, guys. It's just a bit of fun for me as well. That's probably why they do it. They want the reaction. It's fine. I don't care. I'll give it to them. What age do I start trading? 19 or 20, very badly. I started spread betting. That was the first thing I did. Uncolette. I love this. What's this Uncolette thing flashing up? That's amazing. Oh, it's so good. You emailed me, Willy Wonka. Well, you didn't get it last week? Have you emailed me again? Email me now, info@flowzonetrader.com. Email me right now, and I'll add you for this week. Remember, it only gets sent once a week. Right, so if you've emailed in the last week, it will come tomorrow. I do the newsletter Friday afternoons. How do you like rugby? Well, it's my favourite sport, mate. I used to play at London Irish. I love it. Like I said, I was the only one out of my mates that didn't make it. There we go. There we go. Die-hard Wasps fan. What a waste of a club. So sad. The moment they moved to Coventry, it ruined everything. Okay, here we go. Reclaiming value, and they're going to try and go to the upside. Unlike Paul, this is what we just talked about, okay? Again, I'm not trading this because I understand what's going on right now, but here's the reclaim of value from previous day. Here's the reclaim of here. All right, sellers just failed. They tried to attack this. They failed. We've absorbed at initial balance, and now we're going back upside, and they're going to test this. And again, I'll maintain my bias. My bias is that it probably wants to come up here right now, and Paul can suck a nut. Suck a nut, Paul. England v the Netherlands tomorrow. Well, they're not playing, so I don't know. I don't know what you think about England versus Netherlands, because Netherlands are not in the World Cup. Yeah, that's my take on it. All right, so they will now attack 950. Now, I will get interested if we start basing above this seller and the buyer who got caught earlier at 960. He's still caught up there. So if we start basing above 940s and certainly above 960s, I will start being interested in the market. All right, if we can start holding above value, I'm going to start being interested in the market. Here we go. Is the move to 950s. All right, I'm starting to perk my interest here. This is in a squeeze. And here's the value rotation. That thing that we said was going to happen. Oh my God, it's just happened. No way. Paul, where are you, my friend? Where are you? All right, let's see now if the market is willing to hold a bid. This is very squeezy through the whole of value here. This is the D shape. We've just squeezed the whole of it. Now, for me to get long, I want to see us hold above this and show strength. Otherwise, it's going to rotate back down again. So I'm going to wait for us to show me that it can buy strength. Like I said, in a normal market condition, I'd be bidding value. But given what happened here, I don't feel comfortable. I want to get above all this price and then hold, and then we can think about the 30,000 push. Right? It's patience. Let me know if I can join your room with my slick back hair and sunglasses on, mate. I'd love to join your room. Okay. So we need to watch semis into 190. MAG back into VWAP here. So it's key level all around the market. We're going to have to be patient here. Seller just came in at 30s, is currently caught a little bit above, as prices above 30s. We know this big seller here is important. All right, we know him here is important. So I want to see, ideally we hold 30s and we start pushing above 50s and 60s here. If we can't hold 30s, flush back down to 860 where we just come from is very, very possible given how thin that move up was and how fast it took place. MAG right into VWAP. Semis pulling back. I'd like semis to hold a bid of, what's this sort of high here, 87s. I'm going to wait for a sign of strength above all of this. All right, I'm not going to trade in this rotation. It's not what I'm personally looking for. I'm looking to see a sign of strength above all of this for me to take any more trades at all today. Semis coming into that region. I want to see them bid here and then see if they can go for a new high if they can. There's 87.50. Can they come a bit lower and show me that they want to bid and then push 190s on semis? And then we can start getting long if we can hold bids back above 30s. Ideally above 60s is a much easier bid, but everything's still flat. So I'm not going to bid in this range. Like I've said a million times, I'm not going to do anything inside of here. It's amazing. I don't understand what this guy thinks I said wrong today for him, but clearly he's chased the market up and down. And clearly because I didn't want to trade, because I'm patient and waiting for a move, it upsets people. It's just like the post I did yesterday. People think you need to be in a trade all the time. It's incredible, this idea that you should be in a trade all the time. It's absolutely madness to me. Right, it's a good hold of POC down here, or POC in Ninja Trader at least. Back up to where this seller was, 30s. Now we need to find acceptance above 30s here. And if we can do that, I think potentially a squeeze can start, and certainly above 50s. Great hold from semis into that level we just talked about. Again, just making up levels here for fun. And let's see now. Big seller down here again. 50 lot just came flying in on the tape. 22s getting absorbed so far. I'm waiting to see if we can find acceptance above 30s. I might consider an add if it's like a small starter. If we start holding there and then above 50s, we can start being a bit more aggressive above 50s and 60s. So we're at a very, very key level right now. Right, it's a nice sign of strength here. There's a little seller here at 40s. Let's just see. Here we go. All right, I'm starting small position in here, and I'm going to start to add if we start to base above 50s and 60s now. Paul, do you want me to hold your hand for you, mate? Do you want me to hold it? Do you want a sword fight at the toilet as well, mate? Fucking people. It's incredible. All right, I want all dips into 30s to hold. I don't want the seller at 23s to be comfortable. So I want all dips into 30s. I'm small size, and I'll start adding as we start to break and hold above 50 and 60. Oh my God, these fucking children are hilarious. I want to be very careful here. We're tight with stops, all right? We're small, 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 small until it confirms. Semis PDL. So semis did a nice hold there. 190 is the target on semis. Once we break 190s, market can get going. Mag a bit iffy here into VWAP, so we've got to be careful. Break above VWAP on mag and a break above 190s on semis, and we can really send it. We are at the top side of the range, so we want to respect that. It's not the best area to be buying from a value point of view. We're just looking to see if they're willing to break and squeeze. We're very, very light in the way we're sizing here. Certainly want to keep this seller at 23 stuck. Underneath that, I'm done with it, and we can always get back in. They need to do a flush and trap and go. Might just be a 0 DTE ping pong here, but we'll see. Good hold from semis here. Come on. I'd love a 190 push on semis. 190 break would be even better, but I'm not expecting it. Mag going for VWAP as well. Software. I don't mind if you bid up as long as you don't rotate semis into software. Semis might need to do the same check again. 87.5s. My outs here. If we flush this, I'm out. Nice hold. Keeping that seller trap there at 23s like we talked about. That's a good hold. Got to maintain him trap though. If they can't maintain him trap, we're going to flush 900. So my out is like right there where we've come down to. The reason it's an out there is because otherwise I'm going to have to give an extra 20 points back down to 900. And who's to say we don't do value rotation? So we'll just see. Here we go. Here we go, son. Come on, baby. Come on, sunshine. Turn it on. Oh, Paul. Are you okay, Paul? Paul. Paul. Paul, are you okay? Did you lack patience, Paul? I hope your room's doing well. Where's the unicorn? Paul's not living rent-free, mate. I just think it's funny. All right, Mag's starting to break out through VWAP here, ideally. We don't want to see rotation, right? We don't want to see Mag push and semi-sell here. That will be a pain in the butt. IGV's found a bid here at the lows as well. So we'd like them to go in unison if possible at all. It would be much easier for us if they can go in unison. Here we go. Here's the 60s. Right, remember the big buyers caught at 60s. 60s break, and we should send it then to 85 to 93s, and then ideally 30,015. And the call's up there at 30,000. So this is my final target if we can get up there. Same as yesterday. Same as yesterday. Here we go, folks. So through the 60s, can we hold a bid through 60s now and start shoving? ES approaching high day as well. Mag through VWAP. We look good. We look good. Everything looks good. Yeah, baby. All right, so I'm getting ready to take partials in case we get a fail break of highs here, but ideally TPs are here and here. What's TP? I think we've said What is TP? Do you mean what does TP mean, or what is the TP? For me, I'm looking for 84s to 94s, and then I'm looking for 30,000 to 30,020. Right, so I'm looking to take some profit here and here. I'm not expecting anything over that. Right, this is the main target right now. If we get over that, then I think we can get an H1 sweep of 30,100. I remember H1. What was the thought process on H1 today? Why I personally wasn't looking for sells even after that flush. Why I wanted to be patient while we let the thing develop. Because my thought process is that H1 has done this. That's the little sweep. That's the rehold. This is where it's trying to come. All right. So for me, I was ignoring sales there. I was ignoring all action here. I want to buy outside once I know strength's come into the market. All right. I'm being patient. People can't seem to be patient on stream nowadays, but here we go. That's 50 points, and we'll see if we can extend this now. We would like, I'm going to maintain that we've got a hold over 30s here. I'd really like this to hold 50s at this point. Looks good. ES new highs. Mag ripping. We just need semis through the 190s. If semis get through 190s, we are up and away here. So just move your stop up, be protective. We're coming into targets. There's a 300 lot at 30,000, which is where we basically want to be getting out. Okay, coming up to previous day value area high. This is where you want to trim some. Don't be a dick for a tick. Right from here to previous day high, the red line above it. We are trimming some in here. Here comes the squeeze, and we're looking for 30,000 to 30,015s. You're welcome. I'll take a thank you in chat at some point when you're ready. We got 100 pointer here in the end, didn't we? Yep. Let's see how high we can go. Patience, folks. You got to learn to be patient in trading. Now, if you're going to hold runners here, you got to hold 950s. Ideally 960s, because it's where the buyer this morning was caught. But 950s possible. Remember, the big seller, right, was at 40s. So any pullback, really, we'd like to hold 60s because it's where the buyer got caught. Any pullback that can hold here is valid. All right. And then we're looking for that extension. The moment we lose this, we're not interested. I want to come back down to here. All right. And I'm going to move my stop up. I'm going to go and get a refill on my coffee. All right. And I'll see you guys in just a moment. All right, here we go. All right, you've hit first targets. Remember, first targets, we're here. Second target's up here. And if we get very lucky, we get a squeeze out today. But just be sensible. Right, you've hit TP1, TP2's 30,000. 30,015, I think it is actually, point of control. Newsletter levels. These are newsletter levels. Okay, so we got to 1,000 likes. We can do a course giveaway. Remember, 1,200 likes, we'll give away a free Apex account. 1,500 likes, we will give away a Lucid account. Baited, nice work, mate. Nice work passing that. Yeah, lots of you getting paid. Yeah, everyone thank Paul. Thank you, Paul. Thanks, Paul, mate. Thank you for your room. Fantastic. Got it. Thank you. Thanks, Paul. Paul. Thanks, Paul. Trading friend. Thank you, Paul. Alex, I copied with Tradeify. It seems to direct me to NinjaTrader to do a group. Is that correct? No, you should be able to, Peter, in Tradeify, you should be able to set a... I don't trade with them, but there should be a way of grouping on Tradeify to create a group, and then you can trade it all together there. Okay, all dips still being held here. Like we said, anything above 60, ideally, we're holding 60. Why is that important? Well, where was that big buyer that we talked about this morning? The 400 or 500 lot buyer, he was at 60, right? So if he's comfortable, we're comfortable. We can afford a drift lower, right, to 40 for a back check, but 60 is a sign of strength. This is keeping this big boy, right? Remember, we had a big boy here. All right, we're keeping him in the money right now, and that makes us very comfortable. Okay, and we're going to look for a squeeze higher. Now look at what this now looks like. Why did I not really want to get short here? Let's just like zoom out to like a 15-minute or something to help you guys. Okay, where are the sellers caught that we talked about this morning? All right, sellers from this week are caught under here, right? We held it again. We've done a multi-leg pullback. We've trapped. We've gone. Where are we trying to go? We're trying to go upside. Now, if we think about projected targets, now I'm not going to say we do it today, but if we think about projected targets now, there is good reason to think that we have the ability to get up to 30,200 for the next leg and 30,028. If, or I'm going to remind you, this is all based on if we can shift on the daily and find acceptance. All right. So if we can shift on a daily now, right, and find acceptance, we got the chance to come up to here, haven't we? Right, if we're going to shift through this and find acceptance through this, we're going to test value. Right, not saying today, doesn't have to happen today, but that is the next possible move as long as we can find acceptance now. And these will start to come down, and this will start to come up, and these will start to get condensed, and eventually something massive is going to come. And we can just day trade one trade at a time. It's all we can do. And believe it or not, I do actually understand the markets. If I didn't understand the markets, I wouldn't be here, guys. I wouldn't be here. Certainly wouldn't have the arrogance to try and teach you something without the ability to understand it. You're thinking about selling at 30K. Well, Ron, like I would say, I would be very cautious about doing that, unless, that's not to say it's not a good level, unless if you see a squeeze, right, and you start seeing very aggressive buyers come, right, and we develop, say we're thin, say we're thin, and then we develop a node here, and you see this, okay, then you can sell against it, but then know where you're selling to. Well, you're going to have to take profit here, here, and here, right? Because you're then going to be a counter trend. Now, if we lose the rotation, then you can think about that move all the way back down. But you're going to, very much like yesterday, you're going to have to respect each little node, right? It's not to say it doesn't come. Don't just sell because we go to 30,000. It's not a reason to sell. It's just a level. Okay, here's the fails. And we'll watch to see if they bid this for the runner or not. Now, like I said, they can afford to come to 40s. I don't really want it to come down there. I'd much rather we hold this little shelf here at 50s. This node here, I'd much rather we bid this 50s. Much rather on the runner. If we can't bid 50s, I will consider getting rid of the whole thing here and taking the runner off. Probably be the Alex trade when I do. We all know what happens on my runners. I let them go and then they work out. It's the most common thing ever. Magnite might need to come back to view up here. SOXL failing 190, so pushed and failed. Trying to give this just a moment to wiggle. Good hold. Get back above 160 now. If we can't break above 160s now, I'm going to cut the runner. It's the same 45 levels earlier, remember? Non-stop bid at 45. It's the same level. He's here again. It's a good sign. We've got to get back over 60 here. If we can't get over 60, I'm going to cut. Giving it a chance. No. No, okay. I'm out. Out on runner there. It's probably going to be the Alex trade. I'm okay with that. Locked in some nice money. That's all I care about. On a Friday, I'm being proactive. Why am I saying that? Well, because if we're going to now keep this guy stuck, right, if we can't reclaim that, then a rotation becomes possible. Right, certainly versus this. If we can't reclaim that, a rotation becomes possible. I don't want to get caught in that. It's a nice trade from here to here. It's a great trade. They get back above 60s. Like I said, it's probably going to be the Alex trade. I am stingy. I'm not trying to hold on too much on a Friday. IB play, what? IB to view up? It's not out the question, mate. Yeah, it's not out the question. Failed auction. If you keep rejecting, it's not out the question. You just, the hardest thing you're going to have to deal with is this is the thickest level from this current week, and this is the thickest level from today. It's just a very, very big volume in here right now. For you to get through that down to view up is a tough trade. Like I said, it's probably going to be the Alex trade, and we're probably going to go higher. And I'm all right with that. Made peace with it. I guess values are real thing. No, I made it up, Jay. Didn't you know I made it up? Did I defeat him in sword fighting? Do you know what? When I said, do you want a sword fight? Do you know what that is? It's not an actual sword fight. That's me being very childish for my 40-year-old age. Very, very childish, Alex. Very childish. You can tell that I've been at the football with the boys. You can tell. You can tell. Yeah, I'll watch England-Fiji tomorrow, Doob. Not happy with that England team, mate. It's poor, man. It's poor. I don't like the players. Not against players. Don't like a lot of the players that they're picking. I don't like the positions they've been playing in. I think the coaching's poor. I think we lack dynamism. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of him. Do you know what I mean? Mr. Boring in charge. Not a fan, man. Not a fan. $42 today. Oh, congratulations. Happy birthday. All right, so rotation now. This is what I got out. If they couldn't reclaim, that was my simple out. If they can't reclaim that, I'm done. And we go back into rotation. Who said the IB to view up trade? And here it comes. They've just knifed through. Back down into here. So TP's there. And then if you get lucky, you get a full rotation again. Can't remember who just said that. Someone in chat said they were going to take IB to view up. Tyson trade. Here it comes. It's such a goated trade. The IB to view up. ES just did exactly the same. And you're back to midpoint. So I think the edge has gone here. If they're going to bid this in terms of intraday structure, they need to bid here. Again, now I'm not interested because we're not holding what I'd want to see them hold now. And we're back into this ping pong. which, believe it or not, it actually does exist and is not something I'm looking to trade, like I've talked about numerous times today. We take the setups when they're there and we ignore everything else. IB to VWAP paying. IB to VWAP happened twice today. I'd say, oh, I guess here it happened as well, didn't it? Yeah, there's a higher low. It's a hard take there. It's an easier take through here. It's a shame that I didn't pull back and hold that and go. So you got a full IB rotation, IB to VWAP. Maybe they get another IB rotation. Value is here. So you want to be, if you are short in this, you want to be taking most of your money off here at 70s, and then runners can be 30s and IB again. I doubt you rotate all the way down there again because, well, I was about to say because Soxal's holding, but it isn't. And if we look at this, here's the rotation again. Look at that. Wild. Absolutely wild. Got to remember which is which now. So this is SOXL is blue. Software is IGV, and so this is MAG. All right, so this is software. This is SOXL. This is IGV, and this is MAG. All right. Look at the volatility in this. Right, we should have held. We just broke out. We should have held here. It didn't. That's telling you they're not willing to hold. That's a fail break versus this. Software is in a drip lower right now, and MAG is in a sideways to drip higher at the moment. How did I set this up? You just use this plus sign. I don't know if you can see that. So you type in your signal symbol, and then you hit the plus sign for compare. That's what you have to do. Okay, New York Open, previous day value area low holding. Sellers will want to attack 63s here. If they can't do that, guess what we're going to do? We're going to come back inside of this again. This is the washing machine in here. So sellers, if they're going to get continuation, they need to sell this and force the breakdown. Again, I'm not going to take that. I'm probably done for the day. We've got 15 minutes left. Alex, practice patience today, paid off, and appreciate your guidance, trade psychology, and the comedy on the grubs you provide. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, patience is literally everything. It is everything in the market, and also understanding what type of player you are. Like if you are someone that loves range rotation, right, these should be your bread and butters. Like I've openly said, I do not love trading range rotation. It's my least favorite market to trade. I've never lied about that. I've talked about it many, many times, but if that's your trade, if you love these, right, then that's what you should be trading. For me, I love players to be trapped, and I trade their pain point, and I get aggressive in there, and then I'm done. And I don't hold on, like you would have seen me say, if we can't reclaim 60s, I'm done. Doesn't reclaim 60s, I'm done. Because I understand that's the pain point we need to be basing above. All right, let's start. We need to get the likes up a little bit here, guys, if you want some free accounts. But let's do the introduction course. We haven't done one for a while. So it's good for someone who's never traded before. Just type course once in chat, and we'll give that away. And they go for the reclaim. You guys a couple of minutes longer. I'm just going through these emails. Lots of you have emailed me. I promise I'll get back to you as soon as we're done with the stream. Okay. Three, two, one. Winner is IDDKNN. IDDKNN. Let me know you're here in chat. Nice. All right, just send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com, and I will send you a screenshot. Send me a screenshot of you logged in to YouTube, and I will send you a free code for the introduction course. It's only 2 hours long. It's just a short little one. But you do get a bit of discount on other stuff if you do it as well. So, all right, but info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged in to your YouTube so I know it's you. Brandon Trades, 2 Apex payouts incoming. Let's go. Thank you, sir. I won't read the last bit. Sounds like Mo the comedian. I love it. If you know, you know. Oh, God. I might have to start turning it down, eh? A weekend away with the lads has got me a bit feisty. It's got me a bit feisty. Fucking boys, mate. Lads on tour. Lads on tour. Yeah, we're going to give away an Apex account at 1,200 likes on the stream. And then we'll give away a Lucid account if you can get me there at 1,500 likes. So, passed my first alpha account. Thank you, Alex from Poland. Hey, congratulations. Nice work. So here's the reclaim that we talked about. Buyers will want to defend previous day's value area low. That keeps us inside. We talked about this all day, but it feels like some of you don't really understand, so I'm going to keep talking about it. That's yesterday's value. This is today's value in case we've rotated yesterday's value and again, and we're now reclaiming today's value, and we're in rotation of today's value again. All right, so sellers failed to push today's value lower or to extend outside of yesterday's value. So the washing machine is still present. All right, there we go. And this can still be the pullback to here that holds. It's gross. It's gross action out there. But if you understand value, you can see the rotation. Again, I can see it. It's not something I like to trade. My 8 iron, right? The 8 iron to get around the course in par or have a decent score is used by using trap traders. This, for me, feels like me trying to dig it out of a bunker with a driver, right? I hate it. Absolutely hate it. So I stick to what I'm good at. How do you increase profitability trading the market? You stop trading setups that you're not good at, and you stick to trading setups that you are good at. It's the easiest way to increase your profit factor. Okay. Still waiting. Once we get to 1,200 likes, we'll do the Apex giveaway. Come on, folks. Smash that like button. I want to give you guys some free stuff. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Antonio, I just see your email. I'm replying now, my friend. I'll probably try and get a video out at the weekend, if possible. FZT&x have asked me to do one for them. They've just changed their rapid plan. So you got Rapid Pro now, which is a 1-day pass, rewards every 3 days, no daily loss limit, no consistency rule in the challenge. And then you got a Rapid Daily, which is a 1-day pass, same day payouts, no consistency rule. I quite like the idea of that. That might be something I move to from the old accounts. Rapid Dailies, 1-day pass, payout same day, no consistency rule. Yes, please. That sounds good. That sounds like send it. Absolutely send it. I think I'll be doing that. How much are those? $79.99 launch price using code FZT. That's pretty sweet. I'll check them out. That sounds pretty sweet to me. Okay, so if you did get long down here for the reclaim and rotation, your targets are the same area, right? 55s, and if you get through that, you're still looking for the 30,000s. Yeah, Mag's going. Mag looks really good now. If we look at the structure. Hello. Hello. Can we zoom in? We can't do anything in this, can we not? Okay, well, this looks good. Can we just move these to 5 minutes? There we go. All right, Mag looks good. Soxal does not yet, but it's getting there. It's holding VWAP up. But Mag looks good. Mag looks good for breakout here. So you're into targets here. There's your value rotation again. That magical thing that doesn't exist. You're there or thereabouts. You want to be taking some money off the table as you come up into these levels. And then if you find acceptance again, you're holding runners for 30,000. Who's that plan with? That's FZT&x. Links are all down below. If you use code FZT with FZT&x, you'll get a discount right now. $79.99. I think they start at, it just said. Let's have a little look. They only sent me that this morning. I'll put the link in chat. All right, there's the link in chat. So code FCT will get you your discount. Let's check the futures. They've changed the whole website now. Oh, it's so much better than it was. Looks way better now that they've changed it. Let's say, look at the daily. Challenge rules on the daily. We can go over these together if you want while we're waiting for you guys. So rapid account, $150. Challenge rules, for this is for daily. Profit target 3,000, max loss 2,000 end of day, daily loss 1,000, no consistency rule, reset fee. There's no point doing that right now. You might as well just buy another one. Contract size 4 or 40. That seems pretty good. What are the rules once funded? Funded rules. Same. No consistency. Maximum with... that one's a bit tough. Maximum withdrawal. I mean, it's not that bad. You can take out 1,200 a day and you keep 90%. I guess it's not bad because it's daily payouts. That's pretty good. So that's not bad. Let's have a look at the Pro. So Pro has no daily loss limit. So that's the only difference there. What's the funded rules on the Pro? Every 3 days rewarded. No daily loss limit. Consistent. Nah, fuck that. All right. That's easy choice. That is an easy choice. Daily is the way to go there. Way better. Because you can take 1,200 quid out every single day with 90%. That's the way to go there. Go for the dailies if you're going to do it. No consistency rule. Same day pass. That's amazing. That's really good. I like that. I like that a lot. I will be loading up on that for next week. What was the key idea that told you below 960s won't maintain? This buyer, mate. This buyer and value. Okay, so here, let me get my Ninja Trader back for you. Right. Am I on the right channel for you guys? Hopefully I am. Right, see this guy here? This guy here? This was our big buyer. See, this is why I can't do it on Ninja Trader. Is there this guy here? No, I give up. This guy here was a huge buyer. Gonna have to explain it. Right, see this big bubble? That was a massive, massive, massive buyer there. All right. Now these sellers, when we started to get long, these sellers were getting caught. They were trying to force the market lower. They didn't get it. You can see. Can I do a pathing here? You can see. Right. If we ignore the big wick, we just ignore the big wick. You can see this, right? Pivot here. So we're long in this for this extension up. And I said we have fine strength over 60s. All right. Then the buyers get caught at the highs. Now, if we can't hold this pullback to keep this buyer trapped, what happens? If he doesn't exit there, he's going to start stopping out. So if this buyer starts then stopping out and all the buyers have joined in for this start stopping out, where are we going to go? We're at least going to go to here. And what happens is we come all the way down to value. Okay, we come to value. We've now gone to POC again. Right now, so inside here, I lose interest. Right? Inside here, I'm less interested in the market as someone that likes trading momentum. Now, if you're a range trader, inside here, you should be trying to trade. Can you see why I can't teach on here? Inside here, you should be trying to buy value and sell value area high, right? And for me, I'm looking for bases above value area high to get up here. That's the kind of trade I like. Yeah, so it's that. It was the fact that the auction at the high looked good. And it was the fact that this guy should have held the bid here and didn't. And it was also value area high. So we trap volume up there. If we can't hold 60s, I'm done with it, right? It's a trade. This is the other thing people get confused with. We are trading, which means we have to respect players in the market on that time frame. We are not buying and holding. This is not investing. It's very different. So we have to trade pain points. So this trade that we took was using these guys' pain points to get up to here, to hold the dip at this, and to look for the extension. TP1 hit, unfortunately TP2 didn't hit. When that fails, we then flush. We're already out of it because we understand who's in control. We do not fight big players in the market, all right? We don't fight them. We just don't. Asking for it if you want to fight them. We don't pick a fight with Mike Tyson when we're, I don't know, Wee Man, right? Wee Man from, what was it called? Jackass. Yeah? Why are loads of you smacking? What are you lot doing? There's no competition right now. Some of you gone mental. I haven't even said anything about that. We're not there yet. We've only just got there. I haven't said anything. God. How do I find the big players? Well, you need to use some form of order flow tool. So if you want what I just showed you on the screen, it's called Spectre Pro. It's available on my website, flowzonetrader.com. Right, it's my indicator. Otherwise, you can use Bookmap. You can use any order flow tool you want. Right, so you're into TP1 here at value area high, and now you're holding on again to see if they can get you up to 30,000, which I still think is what they are desperately trying to do today. Okay. Let's give away then a free Apex account. Type it once, please. Please don't spam. FZT is your code, as you know. FZT is your code. Right, here's your squeeze up. And I'd say you want all bids now to hold over 60 again. Right, exactly the same as before. If you can hold bids over 60, you've got a shot here of getting up to 30,000, right? This is where you're targeting for today, 30,000. So any bid that holds 60 here, 60 down to 40, you want to be bidding on if you're playing momentum upside, right? And I'll try and get 30,000. I think it's coming. Let's have a look. Mag looks good. Semis look great. They're at 190. You need to see a break and hold on semis above 190. Everything looks good here. If you're trading the Qs right now, you're targeting 25s, right? You're targeting 725s, but you need these bids to hold here into 60s ideally. Same as earlier. It's exactly the same as earlier. If they can't hold 60s, they're going to flush down to 50. If they can't hold that, they're going to flush down to 30. It's exactly the same as earlier. It's a value rotation. All we're doing is rotating value. Give you guys another 30 seconds or so. Right, here's the move down to 60s. Let's see if they're willing to absorb here. Now, there are sellers stacking 80s, 85, 90s, 95, 30,000. I think you've got a good shot of getting this move here. Absorption starting to take place here. I think it looks pretty good right now. It just depends how much of a wiggle they need. You need the 190 break on SOXL, though. I'm going to tell you that. You need that 190 break to come on SOXL. Here comes Mr. Bid. Can he get you filled up to 30,000? That's the question you're posing at the moment. Can he get you filled up to 30,000? Yes, rejecting higher day so far. Didn't clear out, so just an initial balance rotation so far. I think you should get it. Just depends how quickly they want to dunk this towards 30s if they let go of 60s first, and then they should have a go at it. Semis right on that 190s. Here it comes. Can Mr. Bid squeeze this up before Trump does a tweet and ruins it all? Can they complete the rotation this week and get you to that POC? They're desperately trying. They're having a good bloody crack at it. I wonder if it needs a dip down first. They're grinding and grinding, grinding rather than accelerating at the moment. It's all on this SOXL at 190. A lot is hinging on that right now. If they can find acceptance above that, they can close the gap on the semis. Mag's pulling back to VWAP. Software's trapped in a range. Came to the top side of range, going to pull back here. So it's really on the semis here. You would need Mag to hold VWAP here and semis to break 190 and shove up. They're trying. They're trying to hold these 60s and send it for you. Here goes the 190 break on semis. You're pushing 191 now. This should try and fill the gap now if they can break high of day, and then you should get your move to 30,000 here. It's great strength in semis. They should do this for you now. They should stop fanning around and just fill this 340 lot up at 30,000. That's what I'd be looking for if I was you guys. And then you can just hold runners in case, but I wouldn't expect it to get over that. Right, should we pick this winner? Let's pick this winner. Basic 5937. Here you go, guys. So into your TP zone here, previous day value area high, and then previous day high. And once you break that, you should get going here to the upside now. Congratulations, guys. Nice trade again. Anyone who's a value buyer today, you're having a laugh. So pay yourself into previous day value area high. Remember, we've just completed the full rotation from previous day. Look, previous day value area low, previous day value area high. You've done it twice now. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. And we'll see if you can do that now. Congratulations. What a lovely, lovely move for you value players. Yeah, no worries. So all you've got to do, send me an email, info@flowzonetrader.com. I've made a note of your name, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account. Just send me a screenshot of you logged in so I know it's you. All right, send me a screenshot of you logged in so I know it's you. Ron, I'm not going to answer that because you asked it earlier, and I already answered it earlier. I already told you what I think about it. You literally asked it earlier. I answered it for you. I'm sure it was you that asked it. We went over it already. Okay, so we're into lunch now. I will give you guys 4 minutes to get me to 1,500 likes. If you do that, I'm going to give you a free Lucid account. If you can't do it, that's okay. We'll roll it over to next week. Just made $1,000 on my 5 accounts based on the levels you're calling. Nice work. What product do I use in my hair? Mate, there's nothing in this. Oh, natural. There's nothing in this, my friend. Nada. Nada, nada, nada. What game's on today? Spain today, right? Midday kickoff. Spain, Belgium. Who's your money on for that? Normally, I'd say Spain, right? I just got this weird feeling that Belgium, who've got some great older players and have not been playing well, are slowly growing into this tournament. So I just wonder if they do the business today. Spain are definitely the better team, but football's a funny old thing. When you start winning ugly, or sport in general, when you start winning ugly and you win games that you maybe shouldn't, stuff like that, your confidence starts to grow. Who do I think tomorrow? England, mate. England tomorrow. Spain hasn't been scored on the whole tournament. Yeah, but their defense isn't actually that good. Sorry, but if you can't score against Cucurella, I don't know what's going on. If it wasn't for the Arsenal man, Mikel Merino, in the last game, let's face it, they might not have gone through. We've already talked about Argentina, Egypt. We've already done it all. We've done it. We talked about it on stream today already. We talked about it. What a boring day. Great for you value traders. Great for you value traders. I'm kind of somewhat surprised. I wouldn't be surprised today if I come to the end of the day and this market's poked up towards, what's this week here? 60s to 31,000. Wouldn't surprise me. If at end of day they're like, yeah, shove it up there and be done with it. Right, how are we doing on the likes? Because I want to get off the stream and start my weekend. You got one more minute. You're 200 likes short. What's my favourite sport? Rugby, by far. It's not even close. Not even close. But, there's no rugby in America to watch. All there is, but it's shit. It's pretty shit. Not necessarily the playing shit. I mean, it's not the best, but it's more like there's no atmosphere. Hardly anyone. Yeah, only 1,300 watching, but there were 2,600 watching at one time, and lots of those already hit the like button, which means there's going to be a decent amount here who haven't hit the like button. Is there rugby union in the UK? Yeah. Do I like cricket? Yeah, I like all sport. I watched the 2020 yesterday, last night. Watched the highlights. Yeah, Springboks are great, man. Great team. For me, you got the best captain who's ever existed with the Springboks. Khaleesi. I absolutely love him. I love what he's done for the sport. I love what he represents. I love his etiquette. I love the way he plays. I absolutely love him. What a player. What a captain Khaleesi is. Unbelievable. First payout today. Thanks, Alex, for your continued knowledge. Have a great weekend. You're welcome, KB. Nice work. Can't tell me cricket's the most boring sport. No, it's not. Cricket's a fantastic sport. If you've played it, you'll love it. Especially like I love the test games. Nothing better than day 4 of a test with the Barmy Army getting absolutely ratted. Can't think of a better sport to go to. But if you don't like that, you should go and watch 2020. The best. It's the absolute best. Baseball's, yeah, I tried to get into baseball. I enjoyed it more last season. It's my 6th season of trying to watch it. I used to play cricket in Jamaica. Nice. Yeah, Ashes cricket's great. A lot, apart from the last Ashes. We'll pretend that didn't happen. That was some of the worst baseball I've ever seen. Did a big lot sell it? Well, there was a bunch of them. So you had a 25 lot sold, another 25 lot sold, 10 lot sold, 34 lot sold, 51 lot sold, and they're starting to like try and be aggressive here. You're still holding though. Right, I'm out of here, folks. That be it today. Did I play cricket? Yeah, I played until I was like 18, 19. I was all right. It wasn't great. I was a leg spinner, and I batted middle order. Bit of an all-rounder. I was all right. Nothing great. No Lucid. Yeah, we didn't get up to, what did we say? 1,500 likes. We didn't get there, unfortunately. It's okay. We'd roll it away to next one. But like, there is a big Lucid giveaway on my X platform right now. If you go to @FlowZoneTrader on X, I am currentently giving away 150k Lucid Flex account. All right, and we do that once a month. I give a Lucid Flex account away on my X. It's free, completely free to enter. So you can always do that if you're looking to get a free one. And we do give them away. You know, I did give a monitor away last time as well. And you know, when I get to 50,000 followers on here, maybe I'll give a free laptop away or something like that as well. I don't mind. Once we hit big milestones, I'm happy to invest and give guys something decent. All right, folks, have a good weekend. I wouldn't stay around and hang around too long. All right, if you're long off these lows, you look good. If you're buying dips versus here, it's a tougher trade like we traded earlier, all right, but you look good so far. Your targets are here. Do not, all right, start adding late up here. You're going to get whacked if you do that. Remember, you're looking for alignment. You would love these to be in alignment, which they're starting to look a little bit better for, right? You'd love there to be some alignment. Your final targets, right? If you are long here, you should have already peeled some off and you are targeting up here, right? There's your gamma. There's your previous week point of control. This is current week value area high. If you got, for some reason, they turned the booster on, right, towards the end of the day and they did a nice short squeeze end of day, maybe you get that. I very much doubt it though, all right? So I wouldn't be banking on that. I will try. Newsletter will definitely be done today, so make sure you've signed up to that. If you've struggled to sign up or you haven't received it, check your spam. You can always email me, info@flowzonetrader.com. I will manually add you. And here you go. Here's the 30,000 move. Finally, they're doing it for you. Here it comes. They're turning it on. Finally, they're doing it for you. I will see you all Monday morning. Trade safe, be sensible, use hard stops. All right. Hopefully no more Trump tweets for you, or hopefully if they do come, they're in the direction that you're already positioned on. Peace and love, everyone. Thanks for a good week. And as ever, don't forget, sign up with Paul in his Discord if you want to know how not to trade. Peace out.